Okay, this is it then, and I don't suppose you thought you'd get this far. The 15th and final question for £1 million. You don't have to play this question. You can walk away right now, but if you do decide to play and give me a right answer, you win £1 million. You'll be a millionaire. Question 15 out of 15. This is it. Right, you now have a cheque for £500,000. But we don't want to give you that. We really do want to give you a cheque, and we could in just a minute for £1 million. You've answered 14 questions out of 14 correctly. It's time now for the 15th and final one. You don't have to play it, but this is worth £1 million if you can give me the right answer. Here it comes. Well, you're doing brilliantly. Fantastic. £500,000. Now, there's a cheque waiting here with your name on it for £500,000. But we don't want to give you that. We'd love to give you the next one, the big one. You are just one right answer away from £1 million. Now, have a look at it. At this moment, you can leave here quite happily with £500,000. But the next question, the final question, is worth £1 million. This is it. Well, you've done so well. You've been so positive all the way through. I don't know how to say this to you. That's the wrong answer. You've just lost £468,000. You've just risked £468,000 by giving me that answer. You didn't have to play it, but you wanted to try and win £1 million. I am so sorry, but that is not the right answer. Oh, you have been so brave going for all 15 questions, but I'm afraid it's correct answers that count. And that answer is correct. You've done it. You have won £1 million. Congratulations. £1 million. 15 correct answers. Brilliant. So you're leaving us today with a cheque for £1,000. You're not leaving empty-handed. Well done. Please come back soon to try for hopefully lots more next time around on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, you have come so close to winning. You've come so far. Now you're even closer. You've done it. It's the correct answer. You are now a millionaire. You've won £1 million. I can't believe it. You just risked £468,000 by going for that answer. It was a risk, and you knew it was a risk. But it was a risk worth taking. You have just won £1 million. You've done it. Fantastic. Congratulations. You are a millionaire on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Right, just be careful. This is the last point at which you could go away with absolutely nothing. You are now 11 questions away from £1 million. This is worth £1,000. Here it comes. Now, the next question guarantees you £1,000 if you give me a correct answer. Have a look at this. Okay, have a look. You're just one question away from your first milestone. It's for a guaranteed £1,000. Here it comes. If the answer is correct, you win at least £1,000. I'm sorry, it's incorrect. It's wrong. You win nothing. Well, you seem pretty sure as you went for your first big milestone, the £1,000. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. I'm really sorry. You go home with absolutely nothing. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you're wrong. It's the wrong answer. Are you sure you want to walk away now? If this answer is correct, you're guaranteed to leave here with at least £1,000. Well done, it is the right answer. Well done, you just guaranteed yourself £1,000. You seem pretty sure. You're right to be sure. You've just won £1,000. It's the easiest question of the lot, and you've got it wrong. It's the easiest question of the lot, and you've got it wrong. It's the easiest question of the lot, and oh, you've got it wrong. I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer. Well, nobody's ever done that before. I find it hard to believe you're walking away at this stage with £100, but that's entirely your decision. Well done, you go away with £100, and hopefully we'll see you again sometime playing for bigger sums of money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you want to walk away now? It's good, you've got £100. Of course it is, you've got £100. Well done, nice and easy, you've got £100. Now, this next question is number 12 of 15. It's worth £125,000. Now, you're guaranteed to walk away with at least £32,000. That's safe. You could leave now, though, with the £64,000 you've got at this moment. You don't have to play this next question. Take your time. You might as well have a look at it. You are just 4 questions away from £1 million. Here it comes. It's worth £125,000. Oh, take a look at that. It's nice, isn't it? A cheque ready for you for £64,000. But we don't want to give you that. We could well give you a cheque. The next cheque is worth £125,000. Now, you are at this moment just 4 questions away from £1 million. Have a look at the next question. You don't have to play it, but it's worth £125,000 if you can give me the right answer. Now, you're getting into really serious money territory. The next question is worth £125,000, and you are just 4 away from £1 million. Take your time. You don't have to play it, but here it comes. Well, you had a cheque for £64,000. You didn't have to play this question. You did. You've just lost £32,000. I'm so sorry, that's the wrong answer. Well, now, you could have walked away with £64,000. You didn't have to play that question. You should have walked away with £64,000. I'm afraid you've given me the wrong answer. Well, you've been absolutely fabulous so far, but I'm afraid that's as good as it gets. It's the wrong answer. You've just dropped £32,000. Well, you really have been brilliant. Well done. You've got a cheque to take away with you for £125,000. Fantastic. Now, maybe you can do even better next time around on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you don't want to play? You had a cheque for £64,000. Not anymore. You've now got a cheque for £125,000. Oh, you could have walked away with £64,000. It was in your hand. But you were right not to. You've just won £125,000. Oh, you were doing so well. But now you've done even better. You've just won £125,000. Brilliant. You got £8,000 and you're just 7 little questions away now from £1 million. If you get the next one right, you double your money to £16,000. Have a look at this. OK, keep going if you want to. Here's question 9. You're doing really well. If you play and get it wrong, you'll drop £7,000. If you play and get it right, you'll double your money to £16,000. You'll win £16,000 if you give me the correct answer to the next question. It's number 9 of 15. Take a look at it. Here it comes. I'm really sorry, that's the wrong answer. You've just lost £7,000. You had £8,000. You've just lost £7,000. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. You had £8,000. Well, you haven't anymore. I'm sorry, but that's the wrong answer. You just lost £7,000. Well, you leave us with £16,000. Serious cheque. Shame you're not leaving with one for £32,000, but it's entirely your choice, and I'm sure you've done the right thing. You've done very, very well. You go away with £16,000, but hopefully you'll do even better next time, playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Well, at this point, you're very close to the next milestone. Now, are you sure you want to walk away? You've just won £16,000. You had £8,000. You didn't have to play. You did. It was the right answer. You've just won £16,000. Well done. You've just won £16,000. OK, you're going to play on your own. So it's just you, me and the computer. Right, you need instructions as to how to play. Would you like me to go over the rules before we start? Oh, well done. You got £1,000. Now, that's guaranteed. Whatever happens now, you'll walk away with at least £1,000. But have a look at this next question. You might as well play it. It's worth £2,000. So congratulations. You're now guaranteed £1,000 no matter what happens. OK, going on. Question 6 is for £2,000. That's £1,000 in the bag guaranteed. But let's try and double that with the next question. You might as well play this. You've got nothing to lose. You're guaranteed £1,000. This one is for £2,000. You had £1,000 guaranteed. You've still got £1,000. It's the wrong answer. I'm sorry, it's the wrong answer. Well, you seem very confident, but I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. Well done, you leave us with £2,000. Please try again later, hopefully for a lot more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Take your time, £2,000 is riding on the answer you're about to give your friend. Well, now, no, you might as well play this question. You are guaranteed £1,000, even if you get it wrong. So do you really want to walk away yet? You had £1,000 guaranteed. You've now got £2,000. Congratulations, it's the right answer. You've got £2,000. You've just won £2,000. Take a look at this for £200. Here's question 2. It's worth £200. Have a look at this. It's worth £200. I'm very sorry, it's an early exit for you. It's the wrong answer. Oh, I'm really sorry, it's an early exit for you. It's the wrong answer. Oh, I'm very sorry, it's an early exit for you. I'm afraid that's the wrong answer. Oh. Well, you walk away with £200. I can't believe you're leaving so soon, but it's entirely your decision. Best of luck and try and be a little braver and win a lot more next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you want to walk away this early? It's right, you've got £200. It's good for £200. It's correct, you've got 200 quid. Now, you don't have to play this next question. It's entirely up to you. You've got £125,000 at this moment. But if you can give me the right answer, it's worth £250,000. Take your time. You've got £125,000 at this moment, but it's worth £250,000. Here it comes. Now, I can write you out a cheque at this moment for £125,000. Feast your eyes on that. But we don't want to give you that. We'd like to give you the next one for £250,000. Take your time. This next question is worth £250,000. Here it comes. You have £125,000. Now, you now have question 13 of 15 coming up. Take your time. It's worth £250,000 if you can give me the right answer. Good luck. Here it comes. You had £125,000. You've risked 93,000 of it, and the answer to this question, and I'm afraid you've lost it. It's the wrong answer. I'm so sorry. Well, you could have walked away with £125,000. You didn't have to play this question. You should have walked away with it. You've given me the wrong answer. Well, you had a cheque for £125,000 in your hand. You could have walked away. You should have walked away. I'm afraid that's the wrong answer. You still get £32,000, but you've just lost 93,000 quid. Oh, you got so close to the magic million, but you do leave us. It's your choice, and I think you probably made the right one. You leave us with £250,000. Serious money. A cheque payable to you. Many, many, many congratulations. Thank you very much for playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you want to take the money and walk away at this point? You had £125,000 in your hand. You didn't have to play that last question. You could have walked away. You did play it. You've no longer got £125,000. You've now got £250,000. You had £125,000 in your hand. You didn't have to play that last question. You could have walked away. You've now got £250,000. You had a cheque for £125,000. You no longer have that. You've now got a cheque for £250,000. Two of you, eh? Two players. Good luck to you both. Do either of you need instructions as to how to play? Would either of you like me to go over the rules before we start? Player 1, you first. And now player 2. Now, here's question number 3 for £300. Right, so far so good. Take a look at this for 300 quid. You're doing well. You're just 13 questions away from £1 million. Look at this for £300. I can't believe this, but I'm afraid that's not the right answer. Oh, I can't believe this. I'm afraid that is not the right answer. I have to accept that. I'm afraid you go home with absolutely nothing. Oh, I can't believe this, but I'm afraid that's not the right answer. They're only easy if you know the answer, and I'm afraid you didn't. Well, you leave us with £300. It's entirely your decision, but if you don't know the answer, it's your choice. Come back soon and play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you want to walk away now? You've got £300. You're absolutely right for £300. Well done, you've got £300. Now you've got £16,000. You can obviously take that money and walk away. You might as well have a look at the next question. Take your time. It's question number 10. If you do decide to play it and give me the right answer, it's worth £32,000. £16,000. Right, you've got £16,000. Now, you can take that £16,000, but you're just 6 questions away from £1 million. The next question, if you go for it and you get it right, is worth a guaranteed £32,000. Have a look at it. Good luck. So, you've now got £16,000. Now, this next question is worth £32,000. If you get it right, you're guaranteed to leave with at least that amount of money. But if you get it wrong, you drop 15 of the £16,000 you've got at this moment. You don't have to play this question, but it's worth £32,000 guaranteed. Take your time. Here it comes. You had £16,000. You've just lost 15,000. I'm sorry, but it's not the correct answer. You've just lost 15,000. I'm sorry, but it's not the correct answer. If this answer is correct, you're guaranteed to leave with at least £32,000. I'm sorry, it's not correct. You've just lost £15,000. You still go home with 1,000, but I'm afraid you've just dropped 15 grand. £32,000 you're taking away. Well done, a lot of money, and you have earned it. Congratulations. Please come back soon and try for even more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You need to answer this correctly to guarantee yourself £32,000. If you give me the right answer, that's the minimum amount you'd leave here with. I'll write you out a cheque on the spot. You can put it in the bank tomorrow morning. Are you sure you want to walk away at this point? You did have £16,000 in your hand. You've now got £32,000. Oh, well done. You've just won £32,000. You've just guaranteed yourself £32,000. 3 players. Tough competition. So, we have 3 of you ready to do battle. Now, does anyone here need instructions? Are there any players who would like me to go over the rules? OK, now it's getting rather serious. The money starts to go up and up at this point rather fast. You've got £2,000. You're 9 questions away from £1 million. This question is worth £4,000. You're doing brilliantly. You've got £2,000, but take a look at this next question for £4,000. You are now just 9 questions away from £1 million and starting to look at some of the bigger jumps. But remember, the drops are pretty steep as well. Take a look at this for £4,000. You had £2,000. I'm afraid you now haven't. You've just given me the wrong answer. You've lost £1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the wrong answer. You had £2,000. You've just lost £1,000. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. Congratulations! You go away with a cheque for £4,000. Hopefully you'll come back next time and win even more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you don't want to play on? Congratulations, you've just won £4,000. It's the right answer. You've got £4,000. Well done. You had £2,000. You just doubled it to £4,000. Excellent. A whole crowd of you are here. A full house. Good luck, everyone. Then it's player 3. And finally, player 4. Right, here we go. This next question is worth £500,000. £500,000. Have a look. This is question number 14 of 15. It's worth £500,000. Take as long as you need. Here it comes. So, there's a cheque there for £250,000. But we don't want to give you that. We'd like to give you the next cheque for £500,000. You are, at this moment, 2 questions away from £1 million. Have a look at it. Take your time. This is question number 14 of 15. Right, at this point, you are just 2 questions away from £1 million. If you do give me a correct answer to the next question, you win £500,000. But if you give me a wrong answer, you lose £218,000. It's question number 14 of 15. Take as much time as you need. Have a good look at it. Good luck. Well, you've just risked an awful lot of money on this question. You're very brave. You had £250,000 and you could have walked away. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. You've just lost £218,000. Well, you had £250,000. You certainly didn't have to play this question. You decided you would play it. If you're wrong, you lose £218,000. I'm very sorry, but that is not the right answer. you go back to 32,000. If this answer is correct, you are one more question away from £1 million. If it's wrong, you've lost £218,000. I'm so sorry, but it's not the right answer. Well, I can't blame you for walking away now. £500,000, a big, big, big win. You've been one of the best contestants we've ever had. Congratulations. You come so close. Well done, but you still get £500,000. Thank you for playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You are so close to the million. Are you sure you want to walk away? You've just risked an awful lot of money on one question. You had £250,000 and you could have walked away. You've been very, very brave. Your reward is a cheque for £500,000. £500,000. Well done. You had £250,000. You didn't have to play this question. You decided you would. If you're wrong, you lose £218,000 of that money. You're not wrong. You've just won £500,000. Amazing. £500,000. You had £250,000. You could have walked away. You decided to play. If you're wrong, you lose £218,000 of that money. You're not wrong. You've just won £500,000. Now, you've got £300, but you could still go away with nothing. I'm sure you won't, and I hope you don't. But have a look at this next one. It's worth £500. Right, question 4 of 15 coming up. You're doing fine. Take your time, have a look at this for £500. Right, you're 12 questions away from £1 million. Now, this one is worth £500. Take your time, have a look at it. Well, you've got 3 right so far, but I'm afraid that's as far as you can go. That's the wrong answer. Oh, I'm so sorry you go home with absolutely nothing. Well, you've got 3 right so far, nice and confident, but I'm afraid that's as far as you can go. It's the wrong answer. Oh. Well, you seem pretty confident, but I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. I can't believe you've done that. I'm so sorry, that's the wrong answer. Well, if you don't know the answer, you're entitled to walk away. It's a shame being so close to the guaranteed 1,000, but it's your choice. Take your £500 with our blessing. Come back later on to try again for more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, are you sure you want to walk away this close to a guaranteed £1,000? Correct, you've got £500. Well done. That's the right answer for £500. You're right, you've got £500. You've still got your 50-50 lifeline if you want to use it. OK, time to go 50-50. Computer, take away 2 wrong answers, please, leaving the right answer and the one remaining wrong answer. Right, let's try and help by narrowing the choice down for you. Computer, take away 2 wrong answers, please, leaving just the right answer and the one remaining wrong answer.
The only thing that makes any kind of sense fitted into that is fiddle.
You've still got 2 lifelines, 50-50 and ask the audience. You've still got 2 lifelines, 50-50 and phone a friend.
This lady's been married more times than I've had hot dinners. Liz Taylor married Larry Fortensky. Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, that's such a romantic film. It was that Herodotus guy whose stuff was mentioned.
Well, it's certainly American because it's often referred to in cowboy films. War of Independence or Civil War. I think it's the Civil War. Best of luck in any case.
Like the bacon on the adverts, this must be Danish. It's horse. I'm a bit embarrassed to say that I know the answer to this from that advert, where the Trojan horse jumps over the city walls and legs it after hearing the townspeople are eating Weetabix.
I'm pretty sure that you forge metal when you shape it, so that's the answer I'd go for. Forge.
Your femur is your thigh bone, Chris. Try and win that million, won't you?
That's easy, I think. Must be cricket. That's the one with the pavilion, right? Cricket.
That must be bridge, like the bridge of your nose and that.
I think that each individual one is called a sporn, but a mass of them must be called a clump. Tri-clump.
I'd say brush, having watched that Basil brush on TV.
Well, my mum's glasses, they're for both near and far vision, and she calls them her, might be bifocals. I can confidently say that the true drinker will measure beer in hogsheads. I'm glad my drinking knowledge is going to help you win some money.
SAE. That's a stamped address envelope.
Well, I think Rudolph might look quite cute with tusks, but the answer, as you damn well ought to know, is antlers, mate. All right, see you later.
Well, perhaps racing drivers ought to be banned. but I'm quite sure that the real answer is Lana drivers.
I know this is a leaf. The Canadian flag is represented by a maple leaf.
Now, this is a game I have played with the kids many times. I believe that the answer is Marylebone. Rent £25 alone and £200 as part of a set of 4.
A cartel is a gang of businesses what control prices, like you seem to get with most stuff you buy these days.
Third. That must mean the ones right at the back of the moat. That would be the, wisdom teeth then. At work, I try to have as little to do with that side of things as possible. I think it's March, though.
Oh, no. The Woolsack is definitely the House of Lords, so if you're in court, you're up before the bench. I'm quite sure about that. See you later. Well, I don't much go for foreign food, but I'm pretty sure that sauerkraut is pickled cabbage. Yeah, pickled cabbage. See you later.
My grandfather swore by tripe as a filling meal. He'd say tripe is from the cow's stomach, and I'll go with him on that. The answer is stomach.
Sorry, I'm afraid I've got no idea. Could be any of them places.
I think you'd look rather silly wearing one because it's a sort of rolled up, pickled fish thing, so you'd eat it if you wanted to. Bye.
I believe it may be Nice, but I'm possibly thinking of the biscuit of the same name. I'm afraid this is a bit of a guess. I wouldn't know. I'd really not like to attempt it as, you know, I'd just end up confusing matters.
Oh, what a terrible soppy film that was. Robin Williams was Peter Pan and Dustin Hoffman did a completely OTT Captain Hook. Oh, try and win that million, won't you? Oh, I know. It's a very well-known expression. An army marches on its stomach.
This sounds like a straightforward question, but for some reason I'm having trouble with it. I'm going to go with anemone.
Must be Newcastle on Tyne. Yes, that's the one.
I had a cousin in Bristol, and when my Auntie Eileen went visiting, he took them to Weston Supermare. They sent me a postcard, which I still have. It's Weston Supermare.
Oh, no. I really wish I could earn you that £500,000, but I don't really know. I mean, maybe it's New Mexico, which would explain why it's called New. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Oh, I remember this from Girl Guides. Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India. Yep, India. That's it. See you soon.
Well, it's not blinking strawberries, is it? Apples. Yeah. Adam and Eve, Eve's pudding, apples. What else could it be? Apples.
Oh, I don't know. I'd rather be something to do with the House of Lords. Oh, yes, well, that sounds correct. So they probably have an electioneer in charge. Oh, I do hope that's right.
Well, you've come to the right man for this question. It's Belfast. I have no doubt about it.
My mum was a big one for making stuff. Our house is covered with little lacy things. I think she said it was called applique.
This one's one of my favourite actors. He went on to do Rodney in Only Fools and Horses. Really funny bloke he is. Nicholas Lyndhurst.
Now, this question was on another TV quiz last night, and I'm sure they said the answer was Aldborough. So that's then the answer I'll go with. Oh, of course. They made that cartoon about her. When the Tsar's family were killed by the Russian revolutionaries, his whole family were killed, including all the servants, his dog, and the youngest daughter, Anastasia. So you'll win that big pile of money? See you soon. For some reason, I am confident that the answer is Aberystwyth. I'm not totally sure why, but it's a strong gut feeling. Oh, help! I don't look at the papers very much. Oh, no, I feel such a fool. Well, Aunt begins with the same letter as Agony, so maybe that's right. That's really not much help, is it?
Mr. Lloyd Webber, practitioner of the populist musical. Joseph's Dreamcoat was reputed to have been amazing. Must be no blood, as insects and all that kind of thing don't have any blood, do they? Careful risking all that money on what I say, though.
The answer is a bride on her wedding day. Bye for now.
It's Breaker 1-2. Come in. This is Breaker 1-2.
That's 6 points. Can't be the blue then. I'd say that it's the pink ball.
Well, it's not a phrase I'm personally familiar with, but it seems a silly thing to say unless you want someone to smile. So I'll guess at photograph being the answer. Ha! Well, being a member of your royal family has its advantages, and it got himself an ideal posting during the war. I happen to know that he was governor of the Bahamas. Good luck.
The River Rhone flows into the Mediterranean. Absolutely sure. No doubt about it. Thank you, Chris.
I believe that together they form the group known as Supergrass. Their album I Should Coco is one of my personal favourites.
Oh, yes. I was watching The Man with the Golden Gun on telly last weekend. M is his boss, and Q is the man with all the gadgets. M and Q. I'll see you after the show.
I'm going to have to guess between Mr. Sprout and Mr. Broccoli. And I'm going to go with Mr. Broccoli, but I'm not at all sure.
We used to rib my brother about this. He was always dropping stuff and crashing into things. We either said he was an accident waiting to happen, or called him Butterfingers. Cerebral. It's a brain thing. They never said I was cerebral at school, but I'm still able to give the right answer here.
Oh, I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. I'm sure I knew this, but I've forgotten it now. Oh, I am sorry.
I think I can help here. It's Bernard. I know as my uncle was named after him, because he was born just after the Second World War ended.
Oh, I know this from my studies. People in Russian novels always run crying to their babushka. It means granny. Best of luck.
Keys, flowers, bananas and grapes. Well, see, now you get a bunch of grapes, that's my local, and a bunch of flowers, and a bunch of keys, and a bunch of bananas. So guess what? I think the answer is bunch. I'm pretty certain his real name is David Jones. I know you're playing for a lot of money here, but I would be pretty confident about it. Jones. David Jones, that's the answer.
I think it could be... I'm sorry, I am really unsure. I'll go for Jean, Chris.
I haven't taken my test yet, so my highway code stuff is not all there. Sounds to me a bit like a no waiting sign.
Oh, I loved these books as a kid. Tintin, Snowy the Dog, Captain Haddock, and of course, Professor Calculus, the absent-minded professor.
No doubt. Banbury is definitely related to Kirk.
The ugly duckling grew up to be a very fine swan indeed. So a baby swan is a cygnet. See you soon. Having won on the bonds myself a few years back, I can safely say that the answer is Ernie. It's definitely Ernie, Chris.
Really smart, Circus. Always take the kids as an excuse to go myself. Definitely Circus.
Back of the book, like back cover. No, they must mean the edge, yeah. Try spine.
I remember this from school. This was that dam that provides electricity and something like that. It's on the Nile. I hope this helps.
For £64,000, I can definitely tell you that the Interlagos circuit is the Brazilian Grand Prix, so I'd go for it if I were you. A manor. I've heard criminals use it on the telly, so the best guess I can give you is police constables, but I'm only guessing here.
I think it was the Waltons, same name as that TV programme it's always on a Sunday.
Now, I remember seeing that film about this, Conquest of Paradise, and the man in that was called Christopher Columbus.
I think it was candlesticks that he made. Sorry, that's all I can give you.
Let me see. Must be the poor girl there, Anne.
Your voice box is definitely known as your Adam's apple, I'm certain.
If me and me wife are having a tete-a-tete, we're having a little head-to-head chat. So you owe me a drink.
Nose is part of a shoe. It must be tongue. I hope the rest of the show goes okay for you.
Now I'm thinking back to my honeymoon in Paris. Whenever we said to Pierre the porter, do it tout de suite, he would take hours. So I expect it means whenever. Oh, I know that's not as helpful as it could be.
Tough question, this. I've never been to New York. As a complete guess, I'd say Staten Island. But you might want to take the money, my friend. Sorry. Good luck.
Cooking for a family every day gives me a bit of an advantage in answering this question. The answer is definitely yellow.
I'm not 100% certain, but if it was my money, I'd put it on collie being the answer. So go with collie.
Last year, my friend Marsha hassled me to try out for a local group who are looking for people to be in a performance of this. I think it was Pirates of Penzance. But whatever it wasn't my thing.
You're going to have trouble with this game, I can see. The answer is Twiddledee.
Given the weather recently, maybe it should be sky grey. Oh, but no, of course, the answer is blue. Very best of luck. I think this would have to be the Laughter Bone.
Wimbledon? Oh, I love it. Strawberries and cream and beer. Problem is that British players always seem to be getting zero or love every time. Taste detects acidity and sweetness, so touch is the correct answer, Chris.
I'm sorry to say my knowledge of English counties is terrible. I'm going to go for Northumberland and Cumbria, though.
A funny film, that. I think the kid's name was McAllister. I like the bit when he drops the tins of paints on the heads.
I'm sure there was some nursery rhyme with our nanny goat in it.
My gran is a keen knitter. She tried to teach me when I was a kid. One plain, one pearl, one plain, one pearl. They're type of stitches. Bye for now.
Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey, bum-pippi-dom, bum-bum, and frightened Miss Muffet away. Good enough.
Oh dear, I get confused between the German and the French flags. One is black, red and gold, and one is red, white and blue. I think the French one is red, white and blue, but I'm not 100% positive about it.
I thought everybody knew that it was loaves and fishes that Jesus fed to all those people. There is no way I'm even going to have a guess at this question. Sorry.
If correctly placed, the top of the net should be 6 centimetres above the table, possibly.
I'm not sure. I think I remember that song. It could be either an elephant or a seal in a circus now, couldn't it? I think I would guess a seal. I do hope that's right. Oh, right. Well, if it's worth £64,000, I'm sure you'll remember that pulmo is the Latin for lungs, so the pulmonary artery connects the heart to the lungs. I'll hope to see you after the programme. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I just don't know. I haven't got a clue. It's just not coming into my head.
Well, I never took a driving test in Britain, but I'd make a good guess at highway code.
Oh, I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. I'm sure I knew this, but I've forgotten it now. Oh, I am sorry.
It's got to be the Empire State Building. I hope you win the million, take me on holiday to New York with you.
Breakfast TV. It was the big breakfast that replaced the Channel 4 Daily.
Blimey, they're all talking about that synchronised swimming, aren't they? Them girls with the big painted smiles and all that. Yeah, well, they're synchronised swimming, Chris. That's the right answer. Oh, I know this, because I did them. Didn't do very well, mind. The answer is GCE, the General Certificate of Education. I think that's what it stands for, or something like that.
You're going to hate me for not knowing this early on, but I just don't play darts. Well, I suppose the bull could be slang for the bullseye. So there's my guess. I really wish I could do better than that for you. Yes. I remember the little cry he used to give on the TV. Hi-ho, silver, wasn't it? The answer is silver, Chris.
I have heard of the city. I think it's Venezuela.
Oh, man, my brother Pete used to collect these when he was a lad. Must be called, first-day deliveries?
Oh, hang on. I've got some change in my bag. There we are. It's a penny. The answer is a penny, Chris.
His wife must have been called Cassandra.
Yeah, and they use them too much in some games, in my opinion. The answer is football referee.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. That's the answer. Go for it.
Group of musicians. I reckon it must be brass band.
Hang on. I can scribble a quick one here. Me and Sadie play noughts and crosses when meetings at work get a bit boring. 6 tombolas. I remember those from school fates. It was raffle tickets you needed to win with.
Oh, well, you've picked the right person here. Because I always had to watch Doctor Who with my son. And my absolute favourite was the one with the scarf. He travelled around in a blue police box. Hope to see you soon after the programme.
This is going to come as a bit of a shock. But I was in a pub quiz last week when they asked the same question. Incredible. I got it wrong then, but I heard the answers read out. He said it was monthly. Wow, coincidence. You could say it's 1 in a million.
I wouldn't know. I'd really not like to attempt it, as, you know, I'd just end up confusing matters. I think that L means 450 and X means 10, so that might make it 60. But hang on, no, they're the other way round, so maybe it's 40. Yeah, try 40.
He's a pretty boy. The film was that weird Edward Scissorhands one.
Well, I'm a bit hopeless myself when it comes to sport. I'm not 100%, but I think it's double fault.
This story is my daughter's favourite fairy tale, so I know the answer's Grandma.
There's an optician's in the shopping centre where I walk, and I can tell you for sure that they're always looking at the eyes.
There is no way I'm even going to have a guess at this question. Sorry.
Don't know much about sport, but I do know that stands for leg before wicket. Best of luck.
Grandfather clocks and cuckoo clocks match perfectly to me, so I'd say the answer is clocks.
I suppose this must be helter-skelter, as they have those at fairgrounds, don't they?
Sailing around the world in a cataract. Well, I suppose you might be right, but you'd be more sensible to try it in a catamaran. Yeah, see you later. Good luck.
Back to basics. I read all about that in the Daily Telegraph. It didn't do him much good, though, did it? I'll see you soon.
Well, it's interesting you should mention that, because I appeared in the local panto last year as the fairy godmother. So, You owe me a drink, right? Well, I think that's quite easy for the money. The Prime Minister lives at number 10 and the Chancellor at number 11, so the answer is 10 and 11.
This was the Grand Old Duke of York who did all the marching around.
Well, I can't imagine anyone in a post office working a granting machine, can you? So it's a franking machine to frank the stamps with. Is that good enough, yeah? Well, I think you look pretty silly if you try to buy a house from a pharmacist. I mean, you buy a property at an estate agent's, of course. See you later.
The answer to this one has to be golf. Aye, golf. I'm very confident about that. Oh, you certainly stay in a chalet if you're in Switzerland. I'm quite sure about that. See you soon. Yes, indeed. When my daughter was younger, she was always sending fan mail to her favourite pop stars. I'll talk to you again soon. Jacket, trousers, and waistcoat, if he's dressing up formally. Bye.
I've seen this at my sister's house. I think it was Phil Collins.
Old Father Time stalks with an hourglass to remind us and a scythe to call us.
Yes, I can help with this question, Chris. The answer is pins and needles.
Dead easy. When my dear old granny makes fairy cakes, right, she always covers them with sugar millions. Sugar millions, that's it. Go for it.
Well, I suppose you could go out singing Christmas Natalie's. The Christmas carols would be more likely. See you soon.
A four-poster is a bed. I stayed in one on my honeymoon, but I didn't get much sleeping.
Morse code. Do you want to send out an SOS if you've got stuck this early in the game? Try and win that million, won't you?
Well, votes are certainly not cast inside a ballot box. Votes are cast in a ballot box. I know the O must stand for old, but I'm not confident about the rest. I'm guessing when I say OAP.
I have to admit that I used to sneak a copy of my brother's Superman comics inside my Jackie mag. His girl was, I think, Lois Lane, but I'm not sure, as it's been a while since I've read any Superman.
Well, he'd go to the laboratory, wouldn't he? It's obvious if you think about it.
Oh, yes. I'm a student, so I have to keep my nose to the grindstone at exam time. Best of luck.
Well, I'm a bit of a joker myself, and I like telling a good shaggy dog story to anyone that'll listen.
This is something I'm often doing when things get a bit hectic at work. Putting the cart before the horse.
The animals went into the ark 2 by 2. 100%.
Having spent yesterday washing my youngest Davy, which is covered in pictures of this character, I can safely say the answer is Donald Duck. With kids rushing around the house, you quickly learn the answer to this one, Chris. It's first aid box.
I don't know, could be called the trapdoor.
It might be nice to have your home in a theme park, but there should be in a caravan park.
Nah, I'm not sure what conserve is, but I don't think it can be beer, so, well, my money will be on jam, which is what you keep in a jam jar. Hope that's right for you.
This is that big flat place on the East Coast, isn't it? Might be the Norfolk Shallows.
I must admit, I'm a town person and I really don't know much about farm animals, so I'm not sure. I believe I've heard the expression like a piece of black lace to a bull, so that would be my suggestion. The very best of luck in any case.
Well, I'd say, I personally would say thanks for nothing, but I don't think that's very polite. I think the answer may be no thank you.
Important to know when you are doing the washing up, hot and cold. H&C.
Forget-me-nots, Chris. My granny's garden was full of them, little pink things. Go for it.
Something I'm eating far too much of. Cream. Though I didn't know there was such a thing as clotted cream.
Ticker tape is what you throw at an American parade, I think. But you definitely throw confetti over the bride and groom. I'll talk to you again soon.
Day 359 is 6 days before the New Year, so that obviously makes it Christmas Eve. Yeah, Christmas Eve. Go for it.
Oh, this is one of those newfangled ideas I read about in the paper. Children have to do something called curriculum work every day. I hope that wins you the prize. Well, a noun is a naming word, as we were always told at school. So the naming word in that sentence is mob. Best of luck.
This seems to be one of those questions that you either know or you don't. I'm going to have to guess at California. I hope this is some use to you.
Oh, I can't remember at all. I don't really pay much attention to sport nowadays. I used to play hockey at school, and I do remember that you had to score points in that. Oh, I hope you can do better than me. Now then, a mud skipper is definitely a type of fish that crawls up onto the beach. So if it's a fish, the only one of those it would definitely have would be fins. Bye for now.
Well, Chris, it would seem to make sense to me that a cradle song is a lullaby, as sleep is linked to both cradles and lullabies.
The film was called A Fish Called Wanda, so that's the answer. See you soon.
Well, I've not driven an automatic myself. I guess it could be depart, but it's more likely to stand for drive, so I'll say drive. But then again, I'm guessing. To me, a duel conjures up images of pistols at dawn, like in Ridley Scott's film The Duelist. Good to see all the time spent in front of the TV could help you get a hold of £8,000.
The answer's got to be Bing, as in Bing Crosby.
People talk about Broadway musicals and London shows transferring to Broadway, so that has to be the answer. See you soon.
As a fellow Celt, I can say with some confidence that the Emerald Isle is also known as Ireland. Oh, well, that's easy for me. I love these creatures. It's dolphins, definitely dolphins. No doubt about it.
I had a boyfriend who was a beekeeper once. We went out for about 2 months. He said his proper job title was an apiarist. I think they are seabirds. Maybe they live in mountains. No. I'm thinking of condors. I think it may be marine.
Oh, I ought to know this one. Oh, of course. Prince Charles is the heir to the throne, and he's the Prince of Wales. Bye for now.
The answer that makes sense to me is David Essex. He was big a few years ago. It must be Essex.
I know there's a lot riding on this, but I don't know. Now, well, it's got to be in between something, hasn't it? So it could be the shoulders, ribs. No, my guess it will be between the ribs. I hope that's right for you. It's at the end of the mall. Well, that must be Buckingham Palace, mustn't it? I don't know what the memorial's called, but it's got to be Buckingham Palace.
I spent a lot of time practicing with Father Francis for the choir as a schoolboy. Enough to know that it's from the first Noel, definitely.
I know the answer is Mansfield. I have not read the book, so I must know it from having seen it on TV. Yeah, the answer's definitely Mansfield.
A KO is a knockout. No doubt about it. 100%.
That must be a helicopter as in helipad. Like you see on that shampoo advert where that woman lands on top of the building and struts around looking important with blonde hair.
Pelion. I had a bike many years ago. I'm 100% certain it's Pelion.
I'm not sure why I know the answer to this, but I'm pretty sure the answer is Air Force.
Pretty sure it's called the 40s. Although, I don't know how sure I'd be if there was that much money riding on my answer.
I think MPs have a diocese. In this country, anyway. I'm not really that sure, sorry. I'd not want you to lose £8,000 because of me.
I'd say the answer is Drift.
Well, it's definitely not London's Burning, because that's about firemen. I think it's the bill.
Dirty Dancing with Jennifer Grey as the leading lady. That was a terrible film. See you later.
What an enormous sum of money. Bose Lyons is the Queen Mother's maiden name, isn't it? So the answer can only be Mountbatten. See you soon.
Well, the Great Auk is totally extinct, so that sounds like a good one to go for me. I hope the rest of the questions go well.
I'm guessing here, but I would have thought that the foundation stone was the most important one. So, surely, if you've got your foundation wrong, the building falls down. Best of luck.
Well, I did play a little cricket in my youth. Extra cover is the correct answer. I hope that drops a few £1,000s in the bank for you.
That's the one we all hate doing. It's a tax return. I wonder if you'll pay tax in your £8,000. Anyway, the answer's tax return, so good luck.
Creme de menthe is a sort of peppermint liqueur. It's normally bright green. Oh, try and win that million, won't you?
Well, I used to have one myself not so long ago, but I grew it a bit since, and it's definitely crew cut, the answer to this one.
When times were harder for me a few years ago, this was always happening to my checks. They would bounce.
Well, Chris, I never did any dancing lessons, but I think I know a cha-cha when I see one. Go for it. Cha-cha, yeah.
Only the other day, I needed to get out of going to my neighbour's Tupperware party. Ugh, ghastly. So I was forced to tell a white lie that I had a headache. Sorry, Mrs. Billing, if you're watching. Best of luck.
It must be Clapper, as any other choice would just sound stupid.
Crikey, I don't think it's any of those. It's kind of confusing. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm not going to be able to give you an answer here.
I believe the answer is that they are both types of desk.
Phew, fortunately, my wife is a soap addict, so I do know all about the doings of Marlon and Zach Dingle. So, that's the answer. Is that good enough for you?
I think she'd have the same name as the angel or something. Gabriel is my best guess.
Upstairs, downstairs. Oh, it was my favourite programme. I wish they'd bring it back. Angus Hudson was his name. Absolutely. Angus Hudson, played by Gordon Jackson. I'll see you soon.
The Netherlands have definitely never won the World Cup, so that must be the correct answer. Oh, I've heard of this. It was Nicholas Parsons, you know, the same bloke what did Sail of the Century.
Little boy blue, come blow your horn. That's how it goes. I'll see you after the show.
Oh no, you're probably thinking I'm a bit of a fool for not being certain about such an early question, but I'm only guessing when I say that the answer is jester.
Dear, I never did pay much attention during geography class. Let me think. Try Greenbelt.
I never realised it was short for anything till now. I'll have to guess at Macintosh.
We've got a rabbit in one of these in the back garden, and it's certainly popular with the kids. The answer is guinea pig.
Why, I never thought it'd be any use with a Shakespeare question, but it might be Romeo and Juliet.
Well, it's not a wise old emu, is it? Wise old owl. The owl is associated with wisdom. I'll hope to see you after the programme.
Aye, an event I used to have a go at school, but I was never much good at it. The answer is hammer.
Snow White, as in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What on earth did you think it was? Oh, best of luck.
I've never heard of them. A hit sounds like something you'd call one of them magazines, so I'll say the answer is hit.
We did this play in school, but I didn't enjoy it much. It's The Merchant of Venice.
Oh, must be Cambridge. The place where all them toffs go. Cambridge, that's the answer.
It was definitely named after a scientist. Becquerel sounds possible, but Bunsen sounds better. I'll guess at Bunsen.
Being one of the common people, I can tell you that the answer has to be the lovely Jarvis Cocker.
I'm old enough to remember the days before we went metric, Chris, so I can confidently say the answer is a pound. Definitely a pound.
Those barbarian names all sound the same to me. Could be the Goths, but, I'm guessing.
It was lack of fresh fruit and vegetables. Must be vitamin C.
A pelican's a huge great bird which keeps fish in its beak, and the other's a tiny thing, so, yeah, it's got to be a pelican. Is that good enough for you? Oh, no, I can picture him. Great big fella he was, with puffed-out cheeks. But was it a trumpet or a trombone? I think it must have been trumpet. Yep, I'll go for trumpet.
I'm not sure about this one. I wish this wasn't a science question. I'll take a bit of a guess and say pressure.
Aye, that's the bit you always chuckled the burger, never paid much attention to what sort of veg it actually was, though. Might be a mushroom.
Richter scale, as that's the one for measuring earthquakes.
If you're in the Caribbean, you might go to Trinidad and Tobago. So, that's what I say, Trinidad and Tobago. You owe me a drink.
Ayers Rock is a famous landmark in Australia. Mind you, personally, I've never understood the desire to go to a continent full of ex-convicts in my life. But anyway, I've seen photographs of it, and I'll hope to see you after the programme.
Well, Wellington was the famous military commander and victor of Waterloo. He was also known as the Iron Duke.
It's run at Epsom. The Epsom Derby. Oh, try and win that million, won't you?
Howard's End was a fantastic film, as well as a book, which was written by one E.M. Foster.
Oh, the new look was created by Christian Dior. Best of luck.
I remember she was in Grange Hill as well, but I can't be certain of her name. Try Susan Tully. I think she was Michelle. Susan Tully.
She's great, she is. Her stuff's a bit weird sometimes, but I love it. I read in an interview that she's from Iceland.
I'm pretty sure that you've got Belgium in between France and Ireland, so that would mean that Holland is the answer. So, say Netherlands, right? Good luck.
£64,000! Oh, how exciting! And I do know that a hornbeam is a sturdy, deciduous tree superficially resembling beech. See you soon. I remember studying this in SKU. I never thought I'd be able to help with a question about literature. But the answer is Arthur Miller.
I was going to say pup, but that's a seal, isn't it? I think that calf is a better one to go for.
It's Jackie Collins. I've never read it, even though my mum bought it for my birthday a couple of years ago. Made sure she bought me no more of that.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not healthy, but I can't answer that. Pierre Curry, Henry Curry, Pierre, Henry, Pierre. I'm not sure. Really, I'm not sure. But I think Pierre sounds about right, so, that's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
They use dry ice on the stage to make smoke. It's carbon dioxide. Everything else would be far too dangerous. The best of luck. Now, this is a complete guess, I'm afraid, but since Claudius is associated with the late decadent empire, I think that the correct answer is Augustus. Best of luck in any case.
Well, it's a big sum of money, but I'm pretty sure that the Greek warships were called triremes. They had sails and oars, which made them quite nippy. The answer is boat. I believe he was the president of Zambia, formerly known as Northern Rhodesia.
Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't got a clue. It's just not coming into my head.
Now, my Uncle Tommy worked in Scotland for many years, and one of the places he worked was in Edinburgh. I remember him talking about the port of Leith. Lucky for you that I know that answer. It's Edinburgh.
My dad is always watching the snooker. It always seems to be at the Crucible. He used to love watching Steve Davis and Hurricane Higgins, so I grew up with this stuff, and I know it's in Sheffield. That should help get £8,000.
Oh, now I know this from poetry. Was this the face that launched 1,000 ships? Titum, titum, titum. Paris kidnapped Helen of Troy. Talk to you again soon.
I know it can't be referring to winter, so my answer is going to be spring.
Miles Davis was a famous jazz trumpeter. I'm certain about that. Try and win that million, won't you?
Albert Einstein. Yeah, he was a clever bloke. He'd know the answer. He was definitely a scientist. I'll guess at physics. Go with physics.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but that's too difficult for me.
Mum and Dad had one in the garden. Right poisonous are laburnum trees, but you can easily spot them when they're in flower. Bright yellow they are.
Raging Bull. That was the film about that boxer. Now, what was his name? Anyway, I think the answer is boxing.
I hope you'll still talk to me when you're rich and famous, because I know this. It was a great big thing like an emu, but only bigger. And it came from New Zealand. Is that good enough for you? Great.
This is a question about art and all that, isn't it? I don't really know, though I think Renoir would be a good guess.
They had some big birthday celebrations recently, didn't they? I think it was in August.
Yikes. What are you asking me about science for? Well, it's got to be something hard, hasn't it? So, lead or carbon. So, if I were you, I'd go for carbon. Yeah, I hope that's right for you.
My younger son occasionally obliges me to listen to Radio 1, as I believe it is called, and I happen to hear them refer to The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Silly name for a dance band, if you ask me. Bye. Oh, that really is an awfully large amount of money. Right, I've seen that one lots of times. A very silly film involving a doctor and a leopard. It stars Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. The very best of luck.
I wouldn't know. I'd really not like to attempt it, as, you know, I'd just end up confusing matters. Having seen Rocky 1 to 4 but not 5, I know his surname was Balboa. That should net you a good few £1,000.
Oh, I never thought all those evenings playing Scrabble would win anyone such a huge amount of money. But I do know that a cow is bovine, a cat is feline, and a deer is cervine. Best of luck.
Oh, it's a lot of money, but as you might know, I love these nature questions. The fennec fox lives in the desert and is characterised by its big ears. Definitely a fox.
Let me see. Mercury's the first, then Venus, then I think Mars is the fourth planet.
Oh no, what a nightmare. I know absolutely nothing about that old Greek stuff. I can't believe it. All that money. Sorry, I really am sorry, but I just can't help it.
Fantastic, I can help you here. Now, right, I've not long ago seen the film about this fella's madness, and I can remember how devoted his wife was to him, and I also remember that her name was Charlotte. Fantastic. Oh, good luck to you.
My mum and dad went there last year on a day out with the local works club. It's in Derbyshire. Who'd have thought their day trip might help you get to £500,000?
Oh boy, I can't believe you called me for a £1 million question. I'm shaking here. I'm not certain, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I want to say Saints' lives, right? Saints' lives. But please don't answer it. It's too much money to risk. Just take the $500,000 and run, will you? I'll come round for a drink anyway. Thanks a lot. Good luck, pal.
Oh, I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. I haven't got a clue. No, don't know. I don't know, I'm sorry. Would you, Adam and leave it? I'm sure I knew this, but I've forgotten it now. Oh, I am sorry. Oh boy, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't come up with the answer. I know it's a lot of pressure, Chris. We'll get there. No, I am sorry. I have to give up, I'm afraid. I don't know. I really don't. I'd love to help. I really would. Oh, gosh, all that money. What pressure on me. Eee. No, I'm going to have to give up, I'm afraid. I don't want to put you right in it. Sorry.
A cockney. I've got a feeling it may be a bird, but I'm not definite about that. I'm really sorry to be uncertain at this stage of the game. I'll say bird and keep my fingers crossed.
Wasn't it near his lamb that he went to fetch?
Oh, yeah, I remember Basil Brush. He was a rat, wasn't he? And he used to say, shut that door or something like that. Yeah, go on, shut that door. That's it, go for it.
Oh dear, I've got absolutely no idea at all. Do you know, I've never been to St Paul's Cathedral, although I have seen pictures of it, of course. I'm really sorry. I can't help you with that one.
I'm not so hot on questions that relate to south of the border. I'll say that an Englishman's home is his castle.
Oh, it's certainly Sesame Street. Fancy not knowing that. Best of luck. Oh, my grandson is a science fiction fan, so he would never forgive me if I got this one wrong. The Master was a baddie in Doctor Who. See you soon.
I'm not sure that the answer isn't sphere. I think it's that big cat-like thing in the desert. I'll say sphere.
I'm not really sure what they're getting at. It's a bit tricky. Sorry, I just don't know.
I hate sport and I hate golf even more. A jar sounds French, so I'm going to say French a jar.
I'm sorry, but I'm not very sure about this one at all. I'm really not sure, but I'll go with pencil name.
I've only watched this program once, so I'm not 100% there. But I think Crane is it.
Oh, gosh, it's a long time since I saw that film. Singing nuns and Nazis, right? It's definitely Julie someone, I know that. I'd guess Julie Christie. Sorry, that's the best I can manage.
Oh, gosh, I don't know anything about pop music. Something like, something summary, like The Coast Boys. Oh, I know that's not as helpful as it could be. Sorry.
Oh, that's easy. The answer's bullseye. 50-point score. Matadors. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, they are possibly connected to, I think it's bulls, Chris.
I'm not sure why anyone would name a dog after a paperclip. I think I might have heard an Alsatian clip once. Is that any help at all? Or best of luck?
The answers are so similar. I'm a bit confused, but I'm going to stick with what I first thought of. And it was therefore, I'm going to tell you that I think the answer is toadstool.
The only thing I associate with prisoners is my brother's mate Darren, who's in for GBH. Pity you can't phone him, but he's only allowed one call a day, and that's normally his mum. Try ball and chain.
Oh, what's the name? That's an American thing, isn't it? Boardwalk. Is it? No, jaywalk. It's jaywalk, I think.
Oh, yes. You see this stuff sprayed all over the town. I think the answer may be graffiti, but I think there's another name for it. I'm sorry, but I'm a little unsure. I'll say graffiti.
Why, I've played enough airplane computer games in me time to ken this one. It's joystick.
I think it's organ pipe. No, can't be. That sounds stupid. Peace pipe may be the answer.
Hang on a minute, I'm not really sure, but I suppose if you're in a hurry, you might jot out a postscript. So, well, that would be my guess. I hope that's right for you.
Oh, the capital of Italy, it's Florence. You ought to know that. Bye.
I do believe a Doberman Pinscher is actually and very possibly a type of dog.
Oh, you've asked me the wrong one. I don't very often talk to animals. Now, let me have a guess. Well, rabbits are quite small, so maybe you could talk the hind legs off a rabbit. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you.
The novel was written by, I think it was, I'm going to say H.G. Wells, but not with a great deal of confidence. Well, I'm not sure how many social graces I have myself, but I'd have a lot more if I'd been to a finishing school.
Well, it's got to be a free something anyway. I'm not sure. Maybe it's free spear.
That's got to be lemon sole. I ain't heard of none of the others.
Oh, I'm not sure about this one at all. I'm sorry, I wish I knew. I mean, I'll say Pluto, but I'm not convinced that that's the answer at all.
Well, it must be never despair, because, nil means, no or never.
I have no idea what a pintail is. Could be a duck, but could be something that eats ducks.
Oh, yeah, very popular kids' books. All my nephew's friends are reading them. They're by someone called Harry Potter. That's right, you owe me a drink.
Oh, my husband would have known this. He liked to relax in the evening with a nice glass of Trappist. It's a sort of whiskey. I do hope to see you again soon.
I know they're both in the southwest, but as to exactly which county, I'm going to take an educated guess at Dorset.
Oh, now I wish I'd paid some attention in geography. I don't think Prague is a capital, but then I don't think Venice is either. No. Look, I was right the first time. Prague isn't a capital city. That's not really much help, is it?
Galleon. I thought it was a big ship, but it sounds French. Isn't it a 10-gallon hat, though? Yeah. I'll stick with me first instinct and say ship.
I don't think it can be Chambers, so that narrows it down. I'm afraid I can't offer much more than that.
Could be spring. Could be summer. I guess that it's summer.
I'm sure I heard somebody mention Derby in June to me, so I'll go with that as the answer.
Jacket potato, because I have one with tuna and sweet corn for me lunch on a Wednesday. Who'd have thought my lunch was going to net you a few £100?
Oh, the Wombles is back on telly again, isn't it? Great Uncle Mongolia was always my favourite character. I'll see you after the show.
I really don't know. Try hot potato and keep your fingers crossed.
Pancake Day is Ash Wednesday, so the day after must be a Thursday. Yeah, right, go for it then.
I'm sure that the place where they make all those exciting films is called Pinewood. I'll talk to you again after the programme.
Somebody who imitates another could be a copycat. No, I'm going to say that the answer is copy typist.
Oh, yes. If you make a mistake, you spill the milk and you blot your cookbook. See you soon.
Well, I'm very confused here. An irritation is like an itch, and final means last. So I'm going to have a guess at the answer being last ditch.
My mum used to have an open fire with a chimney, but not anymore. All I've ever known is gas fires. So I'm sorry, but I don't know. It could be lumberjack.
I guess that a steeplechase must be some kind of horse race if they're jockeys. So I'll guess for it's a jump jockey. Makes more sense than the others, anyhow.
Well, Chris, it may be a type of a dance, but then I have a bit of a blind spot for the science questions. I apologise about being so unsure, but I'm going to say insect, to be on the safe side.
Double bass, well, it's like a massive sort of guitar violin thing, eh? The answer's got to be string.
I think canasta is that dice game where you have to get 2 6s and that.
Pyro who? Good grief, where do you get them all from? No idea at all. Sorry, mate.
Oh, that's the. If you needed to go into hospital, you'd expect a surgeon to perform a pirouette on you. Best of luck.
The feature of a church that is used for christenings is known as a pulpit. Good luck with the rest of the quiz.
I think that the book of integers comes right at the beginning of the Old Testament. Best of luck.
It was one of those old-school TV guys. There's O'Connor.
Oh, no, I hate doing these. I'm completely hopeless at them. I'll just guess at hand. Sorry, it's a total guess.
Oh, dear. Tricky water guest. Is it possibly a person you go to have your fingernails seen to? Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you, but I can't.
Now then, I remember very well that Solidarity started in the shipyards of Gdansk in Poland. That fellow with the moustache, you know, Lech Walesa. Yeah, it was Poland.
How are you supposed to know that? It's a tough question, I'm really sorry, but I haven't got a clue. Oh dear. Best of luck. Harry Webb. Not a very glamorous name. No wonder they changed it. I don't know who it was, though. Try Elton John.
I'm confident about this one. My birthday is 10th of March, which makes me Pisces, the fish, which definitely hasn't got any legs, so, well, must be Pisces then, isn't it?
I'm not sure about this one. I know I should know more about biology and things from the amount of time I spent watching ER and Casualty. I think it's possibly pelvis.
Satchmo was Louis Armstrong. I bought me mama's greatest hits CD for her birthday last year.
I've never heard of an espadrille, but my guess is that it's a kind of shoe.
Well, it's a few years since I last went to Sunday school. Joseph was the one who had the dreams, wasn't he? Yeah, but no, people talk about Jacob's ladder, so I guess it was Jacob. Yeah, Jacob. I hope that's right for you.
Oh, I ought to know this. Goodness gracious, I've been to Bath enough times. Does Bath on Avon sound right? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm really not, but I think that's right. The very best of luck in any case.
Cheers was set in Seattle. No, that was the spin-off series, Fraser. Surprisingly, I'm not sure where it was set. New York, possibly.
I'm really sorry, but that's geography. I just haven't got the slightest idea. I wouldn't have known it was in Australia. Oh, best of luck, anyway.
Well, you see, they're not sports that I follow myself, so I'll have to take a shot at gymnastics. But now, come to think of it, I'm pretty sure she was a gymnast a few years ago at the Olympics. Try gymnastics.
Isn't that something to do with blood poisoning? How about the kidney? That's a total guess. Careful risking money on that answer.
Haha! My wife works part-time in a greengrocer's and we get lots of half-rotten fruit to eat. I know that these are both types of cherries.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure what answer to give here.
It's the same one as a young cow, isn't it? A calf.
I think the answer needed here is a monkey puzzle tree.
Big top. Or is it big house? No, it's big top. Big top, definitely, that's the one. People talk about billy goats, don't they? So it could be that's a male goat. But I'm not 100% sure of that, sorry. That's the best I can manage.
Oh, I'm going to guess here. Frederick. Sorry, man, that's all I can give you.
Now let me see. I've never heard of keel. Whatever can it be? Well, the only one I've heard of is Suez, and I think that's a canal. So I think you should try that. Oh, I do hope that's right.
I'm afraid that anyone's guess is going to be better than mine on this, Chris. I really don't know. I don't like to risk this much money.
I'm really sorry. I don't know. We always bought the milk in the corner shop when we were kids. Hope you can come up with something yourself.
I could definitely tell you they're all football clubs, but which one is a cake? I'd have to guess there's such a thing as a Chelsea bun.
I don't know. It could be a Davenport lamp. Sounds historical anyway.
Riesling. I believe that's a kind of German wine. That's what I say. Wine, yeah.
I really am stumped by this one. I'm sorry I can't be much more use on this question. Well, I'd say butterfly, but that's a guess.
My dad was always a strong union man. Pity he's not here to ask. I think it's bobcat, but like I say, I'm sorry, I'm not a union member.
Could be anywhere. I don't know. I'd say Dorset. Sounds nice and rural.
Well, those are all French expressions. Don't know what any of them mean. I guess if something happened before, you say you were having a déjà vu, I think. Well, best of luck with that.
Oh, gosh, why are you asking me? You know I can't even fix one of those plug things. Actual current sounds possible. But alternating current sounds better, I think. Oh, I do hope that wins you the prize.
Oh, my spelling is terrible, and I'd really not like to attempt it, as, I'd just end up confusing matters.
A bowler? It isn't a hat. It's a sort of cricketer. Try and win that million, won't you?
A woman's figure, eh? Right. I've heard a few terms used, but I'm not sure that these maybe it's hourglass. Try... Yeah, they're kind of shapely. Try hourglass.
It's the beach that's clear when the danger's gone.
Territorial Army, no doubt about it. 100%. Yeah, go for it. I'm certain.
I think I know this one. A Stradivarius. It's a type of trumpet.
Oh, I should know this one, eh? I'd try a small seabird for the answer. They reckon they can tell your character from studying your handwriting. Mine is right untidy. Anyway, that's what they call it. Graphology, definitely.
I don't know. Ethnographer, possibly. I'll touch some wood for you.
Yeah, you see this stuff growing everywhere around us in the summer. Bright yellow it is.
No, I think it's Staten Island. No, maybe it's Manhattan. I'm sorry about this. No. I'll say Staten Island. Staten Island is my answer.
It's the Renault Megane. It has an F5R engine, which is the first commercially available European engine with direct petrol injection. Nice.
Oh, it's that woman who does all those sitcoms. Diana Rigg.
Oh, blimey, what did you ask me a cooking question for? You know I know nothing about cooking. I've never cooked in my life. I haven't got the foggiest, I'm afraid. Really, I'm very sorry about that.
I'm very glad to say I remember enough of my geography for this. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand. I'll hope to see you after the programme.
I believe a love apple is a strawberry, as in love apples and cream.
My mother always complained that she had to work like a Roman when we were younger. Bye for now.
Now, I know it was somewhere cold. Maybe Iceland? No, I seem to remember that it might have been Finland. I'm not sure. I'd say Finland, but only just.
I don't even know what aquiline means. Never mind what bird it looks like. Sorry.
Right, I know P is for Papa, but I don't think M is for Mama. I think M for Mike. Yeah, M for Mike. Go with that one, M for Mike. Good luck.
I really don't know the answer to this one, Chris. I'm not even sure enough to offer a guess. I'm really sorry.
Oh, they're those little cute monkeys. Do you know that they eat frogs and lizards as well as fruit?
I know the song from the film, but I'm not sure I've seen it. Wasn't it that Danny Keir?
Oh, I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about cooking. Is terramassa marmellata something the Italians put on pizza? Some sort of fish? I really don't know. I'm sorry, I can't help you any more with that one.
Well, they are both statues which appear in art galleries, so they must be by a sculptor. Oh, I'm not helping much, am I? All right, of those, Rodin is the only one I definitely know was a sculptor. So that's the answer, yes. Oh, I do hope that's right. I think the answer is Ghost Train, Chris. Yeah, I'll go with Ghost Train.
Tennis elbow is a nasty sporting condition, but they haven't included football as wallet in there. Sorry, no, tennis elbow is the answer. I don't really know which one to suggest. I'm really sorry. I'm going to offer a guess of 7th.
Considering I know nothing about gardens or Latin, I don't think I can help you here. Sorry. Did she tell us? No idea at all. Sorry about that.
I remember the story from my dad. That dog was called... I'm not totally sure. The name seemed the same. Pickles.
Well, a bit before my time, I'm afraid. I'd guess it Diane. I'm sure I've heard a song called Diane before, but... No, go with that.
I think this was to Joan Sims. Yeah, I think it was her.
I do not have a clue here. Not a single idea. Could be Hastings. Could be Markham. If you want my best guess, I'd say Hastings. Sorry, but it's only a guess.
I'm going to have to be a bit vague about my answer. Maybe it's shoulder wax? Never heard of them. I'm afraid I don't know the answer.
No, wasn't it Harold Macmillan? I think it was him, Chris.
Oh, I saw this on the telly with that woman from Murder, She Wrote. Oscar Wilde wrote it.
The flax plant. Cotton, possibly. No. Sorry to be a pest, but I'm going to change my answer to linen. I think the answer is linen.
It was Blur, though I'm more of an Oasis fan myself.
He's that big, chunky javelin-throwing man.
Oh, blimey. It's got to be Hindus or Sikhs, right? I really don't know. I'd guess Sikhism. I hope that's right for you.
Well, I know Ursa Major is the plough, so I'll make an educated guess, of course, and say that bulls used to pull ploughs. So the answer is the Great Bull. I do hope that's right.
I think he's associated with cricket.
Oh, dear, that's a difficult one. I'm going to have to guess. Well, butterflies are sometimes named after their markings, aren't they? So maybe hairstreak is a type of butterfly. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you.
Oh, crikey, that's a tough question. You might as well just flip a coin as ask me. I'll say kidney, but I really haven't a clue.
I can remember being made to watch a film of this in school that had Keith Chegwin in when he was really little. In the film it was Lady Macbeth who said out damn spot.
A ferret? Well, I'm pretty sure that's a polecat. Nasty things they are too. I'd go for polecat. Best of luck anyway.
I know who's deputy now, but when Neil Kinnock was leader, I think it was Tony Blair. My answer is Tony Blair.
If my life depended on it, I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure. Let me think. Could it perhaps be rum? I know rum is Jamaican, and I know that they grow sugar in Jamaica. Oh, I do hope that's right. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. I haven't got a clue. It's just not coming into my head.
Goodison Park is where the Toffees are. It's Everton's home ground, and that's £8,000 in the bank.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Astronomy. I'm just going to make a wild stab in the dark here and say, Mercury. I'm so hopeless, aren't I?
Kiev. Well, I know it's one of the former Soviet states, but which one? Georgia or the Ukraine? I'll guess at Ukraine, but it's only a guess.
Sounds to me like one of those little Pacific islands, like Easter Island and all that.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not helping, but I can't answer that. I have a funny feeling that Shakespeare was born and died on the same day of the year, and I'm pretty sure it was April, see? Come to think of it, it's St. George's Day, 23rd of April. Crikey, where did I drag that up from?
£64,000? is such a lot of money. Let me see. The second highest. Oh dear. Well, working backwards, I think Field Marshal is highest. So it must be someone with a lot of medals and moustache. I think it may be a general. Oh, I do hope that's right. Oh, if only my late husband was here. I really don't know. Oh, no. Oh, I wish you hadn't phoned me when all that money depended on it. In the whole tournament. I'm not really up on football. But I think we did quite well. So let's say 8. But I wouldn't trust me if I were you. Oh, no, that's really not much help, is it?
Oh, dear, I really don't have a clue about this. Sorry. Now, if I was to guess, I'd say crocus, but I don't know much about flowers at all. Sorry.
I've got absolutely no idea. But if I was going to guess, I'd say Fort Baker. But then I haven't got £64,000 riding on my answer.
1967, definitely. It's the year I was born, and I've got one of them videos of all the news from that year. Definitely 1967.
There is no way I'm even going to have a guess at this question. Sorry.
I think the answer to this was Robert Wagner, but I feel on very uncertain ground here. I'm sorry, Chris, that's the best I can do.
Must be the Isle of Man, as I think the Isle of Wight is connected by the mainland when the tide goes out or something like that anyway. I hope this helps you win the £64,000. Whoa!
I know this question is worth £64,000, but luckily I'm a Scrabble diva, and X is worth 8 points.
I was there in America. I actually had tickets for 2 of the games. Fantastic, man.
I'm sure my mum had a record of this she used to play on the old record player before the dog chewed it. It was Tommy Cooper.
Cranesbill. I'm far from certain, but I think it's most likely to be geranium. But for this money, whoa, think carefully. Come on. I'd go for geranium. Yep, geranium, that's the answer, I think.
The guy who died when he fell off his roof. No, that was the other one. Was the song Tears?
I heard somewhere that he was buried in Dublin. I am quite confident that Dublin is the right answer.
You can't expect me to be able to help with a football question. I can't even guess at this one, especially not when there is so much money on the line.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'd love to help. I'd guess Del Shannon, but it's only a guess. I'm sorry.
I've seen some Miss Marple on the TV, but I'm not really sure. I'm not 100% certain about who it was. I'll go for Angela Lansbury, and touch wood that I'm right.
I can remember my mother telling us about Bright's disease. She was a nurse. Apparently, it messes with the kidneys. This question's for $500,000, isn't it? Oh, good luck.
I know the longest is either the Amazon or the Nile. I'm not going to be much use to you, but I'll say Yangtze Kian, as it's the only one that I've never heard of. I hope this is at least some help.
Oh, wow. You're on $1 million. You're on $1 million. And you're in luck today because having a football crazy boyfriend, I can't really help knowing that the first ever World Cup final was between Uruguay and Argentina, and that Uruguay won 4-2. Hey, wow. See you soon.
No, I don't know. No, I can't help. I'm sorry, completely stuck. No, I don't have a clue. I'm really, really sorry. Take the money.
I am quite certain that Enoch is the answer. I don't mind admitting that I'm feeling a bit nervous offering an answer at this stage in the game, but I'm quite certain that Enoch is the answer.
I'm pretty sure that this was the same year that association football clubs began to form, 1855. I hope that helps. I'd say Saudi Arabia. I know there's a lot of money on the line, but my brother Pete, he used to work out there before he went to Australia.
Well done. You've now got a guaranteed cheque for £32,000, at least £32,000. Now, you're now 5 questions away from £1 million. This next question is worth £64,000, and you might as well play this whatever. You can't lose the £32,000 you've already got. That's guaranteed. Have a look at it. Here it comes. It's question number 11 of 15. Now, whatever happens, I'll be writing you out a cheque for at least £32,000. But we don't want to give you that. We want to write you out a cheque for much, much more. The next question is worth £64,000. It's a chance to double your money. You're guaranteed £32,000, and you might as well play. Here it comes. You've got £32,000 guaranteed. It's in the bag. No one can take that away from you at this point. Now, the next question is worth £64,000. You might as well play this. You can't lose. Take your time. It's becoming very big money. Here it comes. Well, you were guaranteed a cheque for £32,000, and I'm afraid that's still all you'll leave with. That's the wrong answer. But you've been a great contestant. Well, you had nothing to lose by playing this question. You're guaranteed £32,000, but I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. You had £32,000. You've still got £32,000. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. Oh, you've been a great contestant and you fully deserve your cheque for £64,000. Serious money. And you've really worked hard for it. Well done. Congratulations. I hope to see you next time playing for even more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, now, you might as well play this question. You're guaranteed at least £32,000, even if you get this one wrong. So do you really want to walk away at this point? You were guaranteed a cheque for £32,000. I can now give you a cheque for £64,000. You had nothing to lose by playing this question. And you haven't. You've just won £64,000. You had £32,000 in your hand. Not anymore. You've now got £64,000.
I think it must be a nice juicy T-bone steak, I think. I'll see you again soon. Oh, yes. My son has cable television now, so I know all about this. CNN is a 24-hour-a-day news channel. I'll talk to you again soon.
Well, Scottish would be the obvious answer, but I'm going to take a wild guess at Dutch.
The answer is mother of pearl. This is a question I do know, Chris.
Ooh, I haven't got a clue. It sounds like a bit like a martial arts kind of thing, like Taekwondo. So go with martial arts.
Brass. It's brass. 100% it's brass. Go for it. $500,000. I'm sure it's brass. Yes, it is brass. Definitely. I know it's brass. I can't believe it. You're going to win $500,000 here. Hello?
Easter Island. That's the place with the big weird statues, right? I know it's miles from anywhere. Maybe New Zealand, maybe Chile. I'll say Chile, but it's only my best guess.
Now, my sister emigrated to South Africa with her husband 2 years ago, so I'm really pleased to see that I know the answer to this one. It's Cape Town.
I'm thinking this might be Margaret, but I'm guessing. I really hope you win the $500,000. You can buy me a pint when you do.
I'd say Mitchell, but beware, as that is a bit of a guess.
RLC. That's tough. If you want my best guess, it's Asia, but it could equally be Australia. I don't know for sure, but Asia is my best guess. Asia, go for that one. Dear, let's see. We did this at school. German or Dutch? Foreigner, definitely. Go for Dutch, I think. And best of luck with that.
Oh, if only my late husband was here. I really don't know.
How am I supposed to know that, eh? Could be that Minnesota is as good a guess as any. I'm going to surprise you, Chris. I should know the answer to this. It's a sash.
Dear, oh dear. Boxing always seems to be such a violent game, but I do know that the boxer was the one they gave the prize to. Muhammad Ali. I'll talk to you again soon.
Mary the First. That would be Bloody Mary, so I think she was Mary Tudor. Good enough?
I'm not that into liqueurs and all that stuff. I think it could be raspberry, but I don't know. I think that it's Barbara Stanwyck. My knowledge of old movies is not too hot, especially when there is serious money on the answer.
I'm pretty sure that this is one of the African tribes, maybe from Zambia. Yeah, I'm confident it's Africa. Or the man's a cricketer, pure and simple.
Well, being a fan, I should remember this. No, it's no good. I can't remember exactly. I'll go for Pauline, but I'm not positive.
The one I'm sure I've heard of from that part of the world is Bosphorus. But whether it's the right answer or not, I don't know. I'd guess Bosphorus. Oh, I'd love to help you here. Well, it sounds Roman to me, so let me think where they went. Well, just about everywhere. But they definitely ruled France, so I'd lean towards Paris. But I'm not certain about it. Mussolini, I think he was that fat fascist guy. I'd say Il Duce must mean leader. He was in that military hospital thing, MASH. It was set during the Vietnam, no, the Korean War.
Oh, for £500,000, surely everyone must know that Nuka-Fola is the capital of Tonga. Oh, bye for now.
Our friend Jorn. Well, you blow that, don't you? So it must be Woodwen.
Probably Rome, as that's where all the ancient world stuff seems to happen.
Denmark. My mother and father are on holiday there last month, but I can't remember what they took. Maybe Krona.
Well, I try not to be against things. I'm not a big one for confrontations, so I don't really know. I'll guess Auntie, though.
I remember watching a TV programme about this man, and I remember something about atrocities, but I'm not sure on the country. I'll say Chile, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Frances Tomelty. Never heard of her. I'm going to take a wild guess and go for Sting. Oh, yeah, they're way out west past Land's End. That must make him part of Cornwall, huh? Pretty sure it's Cornwall. That's right, Cornwall.
Saxony? That's in Germany. My dad keeps going on about the beer festival they have there.
Oh, I'm a great lover of seafood myself, and in French restaurants, you'd get a plate of mussels if you ordered that. Just don't ask me to pronounce it.
I think I went to the Cotswold on a school trip once. Can't remember which county we're in, though. Could have been Somerset.
Somehow, I just know the two names go together, and I'm very confident that there was a character called Martin Chuzzlewit. It's a great name, don't you think? You know, it's great to say, Martin Chuzzlewit.
I think the answer must be Purification Festival, as it seems to make sense having that name at the start of spring. Oh, I don't have nearly enough time to keep up on all the telly programmes. My guess would be that John Nettles is in Shoestring.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue.
What? Oh, dear, I don't know any Christmas song about ships. Oh, I'm guessing here, but isn't there one which goes, 9 ships are sailing, 8 maids are milking? Well, so I guess 9. Oh, sorry about that. Good luck anyway.
Could be a type of chicken. There's no way you can expect a city girl to know stuff like that.
Originally from Italy. I'll go for Chianti, though I'm not much of a wine drinker, you know. It'll only be a guess.
Oh, dear, that's a difficult one. I'm going to have to guess here. And say that it rains a lot in Denmark, so they'd have to invent an efficient raincoat. So maybe anorak is their word. That's really not much help, is it?
I reckon that I eat more cheese than anything else, and I'm almost sure that I've had provolone cheese. Say cheese. Well, that's not difficult for me to answer, having nearly attended the establishment myself. The answer is Edinburgh.
Now, I've been to Italy, and I'm quite sure that Vesuvius overlooks Genoa. I'll talk to you again very soon.
I'm pretty sure that's the Prince of Wales. Latin for I serve, if I remember rightly. So, well, go for it.
Oh, this brings back nice childhood memories. Orlando the Marmalade Cat. They were great books, so the answer is cat.
He could be an athlete. Boy, it's hard trying to decide when you've got the possibility of your friend getting £8,000 based on your answer.
Oh, I'm really not sure. Isn't she a tennis player of some sort? Oh, that would be a good guess. Yes, I think it's sport. Oh, I do hope that wins a prize for you.
I don't know, really. I mean, you could try shooting. Yeah, I think it's shooting. That's my guess. Well, I hope that's right for you.
Howard Carter. Wasn't he famous for the... No, I'm thinking of Howard Marks there. Howard Carter may have been famous for discovering Tutankhamun's tomb.
Oh, dear. I'm really embarrassed not knowing this when there's so much cash in it, and I'm supposed to be a history student and everything. But we don't get up to the Civil War to the 3rd year, so I'm afraid I can't be any help at all. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Victor Gollancz was a very famous book publisher, I think. I seem to remember he was a bit of a politician too. Yep, I'm certain the answer is publishing. That's the one you want, publishing.
St. Sebastian was the first martyr. That's why there are so many paintings of him tied to a stake being shot with arrows. See you soon.
Dunno, it was Hungary or something, I think.
The followers of Islam worship Allah.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue.
That really is a lot of money. And I do know this. Lewis Carroll was the man who wrote Tom Sawyer, and his real name was Samuel Clements. Bye!
George IV? Must be quite recent then. I guess at 19th century.
Oh, I do love poetry. Yes, Wordsworth used to go wandering lonely as a cloud in the Lake District. I hope I'll see you after the programme.
If my pop trivia knowledge is up to scratch, he was born in Puerto Rico. That should help.
Well, I'm not sure what it is, but I know that people talk about cirrhosis of the liver. You owe me a drink, right? I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not helping, but I can't answer that.
Sing Sing is like being banged up here, you know, detained at Her Majesty's pleasure and all that. The answer is prison.
From the choices, dear, I think muscovado may be some kind of sugar.
I'm not going to be a lot of use here. I don't play chess. Well, I know the rook is definitely a chess piece, but that's about as much help as I can give you. Is that any help at all? It's a measure of, I'm just not sure. It's a measure of, well, I say paper, Chris.
I've a very small collection of classical music. I've heard of this fella. Maybe he was Hungarian, but I've a strong feeling that he was Czech. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd say Czech. I think this was on the telly last Christmas, eh? It was called Harvey. Hey, good luck with the rest of the questions. I'll be cheering for you, man.
All those names sound very Western to me. Aren't they from the OK Corral film? I'd be tempted to go for holiday, but I'll say Earp. But I'm sorry, I can't be more definite than that.
I believe the highest rank is, and I warn you though, I'm not totally sure, but I'll say Field Marshal.
I can confidently tell you that I have absolutely no idea who painted the Laughing Cavalier. I'm very sorry about that. I know it's a lot of money at stake here, but all I can say is sorry, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's certainly not a chef. A piton is one of those spikes that a mountaineer drives into the rock to help him climb. Very best of luck.
Blimey, I really don't know. NATO must be in New York, or somewhere or other. So if I had to guess, I'd go for Red Cross. I hope that's okay for you.
I was on holiday there only last month. It's in Turkey. The weather was lovely. I'm more a Chicago Hope person than an ER fan. It may be set in Chicago as well.
Now, was he the fella on EastEnders? I'm guessing now. A complete guess says it's Tony Hadley. But I don't know what makes me say that. It really is a guess. It's Brisbane. My brother lives over there now. The weather's fantastic. Oh, the Ryder Cup last year was storming. I watched all of it. So I'm the one to help you with this. The answer must be Albatross.
Guam now. All I can remember about Guam is the Japanese and them Yanks having a battle there in the war. So I'm pretty sure it was the Pacific.
I don't know. Say, Tara, as it's a nice name.
A falabella is a small sheep. I think they breed them in the Cotswolds to make a very fine wool out of. Bye.
Well, my relatives in America would be 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure that the fella's name was Harry Truman, so I'll say Harry.
Well, I'm on uncertain ground here, but out of those countries, I'd go with Brazil as having the largest population. But as I said, I'm uncertain. A pina colada is all tropical and romantic, so I'll make a wild guess and say rum. Oh, I'm so hopeless, aren't I?
Oh dear, I thought La Scala Opera House was in Vienna. But as it's not on the list, I'm going to suggest Milan.
Oh yeah, Murder, She Wrote. I've seen it quite a few times on telly, and it's definitely Angela Lansbury.
Ah, yes. My grandson has this. Fungus the Bogeyman. Quite disgusting, actually. Winnie the Pooh is much nicer. See you soon. I'm sorry, but I'm not good with geography questions. See, Sicily or Cyprus? I'm not sure. I hate to be so unsure about it. I'd go for Sicily.
Whoa, a little bit before my time there, Chris. But I do know that Heard It Through the Grapevine was by Marvin Gaye. It's a good record, one of my favourites, or my dad's favourites. Anyway, best of luck.
Oh, you aren't going to be very pleased, considering that it's worth £500,000. But I really don't know. I mean, I do remember a friend of mine had a pearl necklace and her birthday was in June. Oh, I do hope that's right. Oh, that's a lot of money. And you're in luck, because it's one of my favourite books. I know backwards. Actually, it makes more sense backwards. Anyway, the title is Finnegan's Wake. Best of luck.
How are you supposed to know that? It's a tough question, I'm really sorry, but I haven't got a clue. Oh dear. Best of luck. I have no idea. Scott Joplin. He sounds American to me.
Oh, blimey, which one is it? That Charles Kennedy's got red hair, so I guess it must be, Charles Kennedy.
Well, Robbie Burns was Scottish, and the one that sounds Scottish is Tam O'Shanter. It looks fairly obvious to me, Tam O'Shanter.
Oh, I wish you hadn't asked me for this. £64,000. Oh, and I'm not really sure. I mean, I associate his name with very romantic pictures and beautiful women, so maybe it's... well, yes, I think it's Art Deco. Oh, I do hope that wins you the prize.
Madagascar. I'm not that sure on this one, but I think it's Africa. I don't know. Sounds like more exotic food than I'm used to. Try beans. There's probably better guesses than that around. They should have been rebelling during the reign of all these kings. This revolt was when Richard II was in charge.
I never thought geography O-levels would be worth 60 grand, but I would say that the toe of Italy is Calabria, and you owe me a drink.
Oh, gosh, no idea at all. Caruso. No. Oh, I can't imagine what he did. I don't think I've ever heard of him before. You'll have to come up with something by yourself. Sorry.
I've got absolutely no idea. You know how much I hate foreign food, so I can't be any more help.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever read that. Catcher on the Corn. Very... Oh. No, it's Catcher in the Rye. No, corn. Oh, well, one or the other, I'm sure. That's not really much help, is it?
The cat o' nine tails was a whip, and they used it for punishment at sea. I think it's the Andes. £8,000 is a lot of money. Yes, I'll stay with the Andes as my answer. I think that Auckland must be New Zealand's biggest city, yeah. I'd guess that Auckland would have the highest population.
It was the woman who knew secret and powerful magic. Circe.
It's definitely something to do with lifting large weights. I'll go with weightlifting and apologise now if the answer is wrong.
I'm pretty sure that I can remember this, and I'm going to say that Cleopatra was the Queen of Egypt. I have no real idea. I'm going to suggest Cheshire, but you may take that answer with however many pinches of salt you wish.
I'm not really sure on this one. I'll say Spain, as Curacao sounds Spanish. The man who looks after all the paintings and catalogues them and that kind of thing is called the curator. Bye.
In London, a girl needs to know about her cars. The man's name was Gottlieb Daimler.
Yee, I haven't been in church since I was knee-high to a... But hang on, Decker. Decker could be 10. So I would guess 10 commandments. Sorry, that's the best I can manage.
I'm not really the best person to answer this. I'll give my best guess as aeroplane's door.
Molasses. That's that really sweet stuff, isn't that? So it must be sugar. I'm fairly sure it's sugar.
When I used to work for the council, we had a lad there, and he moved from Derbyshire, and he used to be based in Matlock. I hope this wins you some serious cash, mind.
I can't believe it. I'm totally useless when it comes to that stuff. If I were you, I'd take the money and run, pal.
Cricket is not a sport my lads are into, so I'm not much help here. But I'll offer a guess at India, as D'Oliveira sounds like a very exotic name. Oh, I am hopeless. Is there a singer called Podge Domino? I think there might be. Oh, Fats Domino. I think you should go for Fats. That's really not much help, is it?
Well, a hard question. I'm not even sure what a Benedict is. This is a total guess, but try Hollandaise.
SOE stands for Special Operations Executive.
An escritoire. Blimey. I can only suggest that it looks a bit like the French for writing, so it could be writing desk, but it's only a guess. You might want to take the money, my friend. Sorry.
I didn't even know there was such a language. I know that there are people called Basques, though, so I'll try that one.
Frederick the Great. He was a very significant leader and moderniser of the Prussian state. How do I know? Well, there was something on the History Channel last night. Very interesting it was too. I read somewhere that he was the richest guy in the world, and I know that it's thanks to his company called Microsoft, definitely.
Oh, why do you have to ask me this one? You know I don't know foreign languages. Well, I can imagine that on someone's birthday, all his German family would get together and say Gesundheit to him. Sorry about that. Good luck anyway. Apart from the fact that he made gin, I don't know anything at all about General Gordon, so I think I'll be more help to you if I just shut up. Sorry about that.
Part of me is inclined to go for foot, whereas part of me believes that knee is the answer. Let's think. I'll guess at knee.
I really don't know the answer to this one, Chris. I'm not even sure enough to offer a guess. I'm really sorry. Well, now, I've not read it myself, but I know that there's a famous book called Uncle Tom's Cabin, so that must be the answer. The very best of luck. Gosh, I'm really not sure. I'll say school children. No, I'll say sailors. I think the answer is sailors. Magyar. Oh, I really don't have the faintest idea. What sort of question is that?
Was it the rose or the globe? No, it's Shakespeare's globe. I'm certain about that now I think about it. The answer's the globe. No problem with that one, Chris. Anne's children are Zara and Peter Phillips. See you later, right?
I've never heard of ducks and drakes. Could be stones you need, as it sounds like a really old game, when kids didn't have loads of toys and things.
Well, seeing as soot is so black, it must be carbon. That's really black, isn't it? So I'm sure it's carbon. I'd go for it.
I thought a Cockney was anyone who came from London. Well, if I guess, I'll say St. Peter ad Vincula, because it sounds very important. Sorry about that. Good luck anyway.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue.
I have the Disney film on video for my kids. They'll tell you his name is Quasimodo. Gosh, what a question to be asked. I'll offer a guess at Eboreacum.
I don't really know, but I doubt it was cyanide, as I think they only invented that recently.
The Goose Fair, I think that's in Bath. Wait, no. I'll stick with Bath.
Oh, my dad read these books, and from what I remember, they were by John Galsworthy.
Good job for you, I'd like a pint. You see, there's a pub near here called the Lord Byron, and inside there's a plaque that tells you all about him. I remember distinctly his first name was George. That's right, 100%. George.
No, not... I'd say Winchelsea, as it's the only place I've never heard of.
In Latin, do means two. Dec either means 6 or 10. I'll guess at dec, meaning 6, making 2 6s, and so 12. I'll say the answer is 12, Chris.
I'd hate to give the wrong answer. And I'm not totally sure on this one. I'll go for the Flying Dutchman, though, and keep my fingers crossed.
I believe the name for each section of a honeycomb is the same word as that of a monk's quarters, a cell, though I'm not absolutely certain on that.
Oh, dear. I don't know. My guess would be the Shah of Japan. I think that sounds right. Oh, I do hope that's right. I believe I've seen that on television. Most exciting. It starred a man called Steve McQueen. I wonder if he did anything else. I'll talk to you again soon.
Oh, no, that's impossible. How am I supposed to know that? Oh, it's for a lot of money as well. I can't help you, except with a guess at Powell. Say Anthony Powell.
No, Linden is a lime tree. It's a word I've heard my grandmother use from time to time.
If I was going to be a heroine in an opera, I'd start work in a cigarette factory before singing a lot, then being swept off my feet by Prince Charming.
Well, I live in London, and the guidebooks tell us that in the olden days, people used to meet on the grass outside St James's Palace to play Pale Male. So, now you know. Best of luck.
Well, I know that Sting has done a bit of acting, but I'm a fan of the man in question, and I know it was David Bowie who appeared in The Elephant Man. It was David Bowie you want.
Well, I try not to be against things. I'm not a big one for confrontations, so I don't really know. I'll guess Auntie, though. A stylus is part of the record player, giving your life sweet music.
Oh, I'm really sorry after you got so far, but horse racing isn't my thing. I'm going to have to guess and say Steve Cawthon, because I think he was around at about the right time. Oh, that's really not much help, is it?
I'm almost certain that it was hockey. They always were really good at hockey. I definitely guess hockey if you're not sure.
Chris Eubank. I went to see him fight Nigel Benn once. There's an answer that'll give you a few grand.
I never heard of leaving money before, but I have heard of the Tooth Fairy, so, well, I'll guess at Tooth Fairy.
I'm not really sure here at all. Argentina! Well, that's just popped into my head. You could go with that if you want to. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you.
Well, Chris, I'm quite partial to a good curry, and many years of eating out of an evening has left me certain that the tandoor is a type of oven.
Now then, I accidentally tuned my radio to Classic FM the other day. I think that Finlandia is by Grieg. I'm sure that's what they said. Best of luck in any case. Well, I'm really not sure about this one. It's, no, it's probably not zither. I'm really sorry not to be more precise, but I'd say a sitar.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been that far north. Something, however, tells me it's Arran. Though, I don't know where I got that from. Well, I hope that's right for you.
Surprising, I know. But about 2 years ago, I went through a phase of listening to Classic FM before going back to Capital. where I learned, amongst other things, that Stravinsky wrote this ballet. It must be Pancake Day, with lemon syrup and sugar. I'll try Shrove Tuesday.
I think that might be referring to that dodgy stuff I've heard about. So I'll guess that the answer is stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but moor sounds silly, but so I guess woofer sounds slightly less silly, but there again, I'm not sure.
Oh, it was that old Labour guy, Tony Benn?
No, it wasn't this used as the theme tune to one of the World Cups. I think the composer was Puccini, but I'm only guessing this.
What a weird question. I'll guess at Ricardo, maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you've come to the wrong bloke here. I know nothing about astronomy. I'd love to help you win this, but I'm not even going to have a guess at it. Sorry.
I really don't know the answer to this one, Chris. I'm not even sure enough to offer a guess. I'm really sorry.
Mozambique? I'd pick the most exotic sounding river. Try choosing say the Limpopo.
It's that one with the guy from Reservoir Dogs, the piano.
I'm not much of a beer drinker, Chris, and I wish I could be more positive about the answer. I say hop, though. Oh, how funny that this should be the £1,000,000 question. Since I studied veterinary science extensively in my youth, and therefore know that Isle of Wight disease was the name given to the tracheal mite, or Acarapis woodi, which in the years 1901 to 1905 wiped out nearly all of Britain's colonies of honeybees. I'll see you soon.
Oh, man, I don't know. Sorry, it could have been any one of them. Good luck, I wish I could have been more help, like. No, I don't know. No, I can't help. I'm sorry, completely stuck. No, I don't have a clue. I'm really, really sorry. Take the money.
Vehicle named after a god? Well, I don't really know. Buggy sounds like it could be something Indian. Let's say it's buggy. Does that any help at all? Best of luck. Now, a jellyfish is a sort of wibbly-wobbly thing which lives in the sea. See you soon.
Well, if men have a stag night, then it stands to reason that the ladies must have a doe night. It won't be Tamil, as that's spoken in Sri Lanka, so I believe the answer is Khmer.
I'm afraid to say that I don't know this. A shrew is a little creature like a mouse, isn't it? So perhaps the answer is rodent. Yes. Oh, I do hope that wins you the prize. Well, you seem to be doing very well without me. My sister Edith paints beautiful English country scenes, so I know that a maul stick is a special stick she uses to keep her hand steady while painting. Bye.
February the 29th. Absolutely 100%. Glad to help.
I know the guy's name and that, but it's a spaceship. I have a guess. Apollo 11.
Oh dear, history. Well, I think it was something big they used against the old castles. So I'd go with battering ram. Yeah, battering ram. Best of luck with that.
I have no idea at all. Sounds a bit Spanish to me, though.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not helping, but I can't answer that. I think it must be your dirndl. Only because that's the one I don't recognise.
Oh, that's an easy one. When tidying my house, I invariably put apples in the vase. I hope to talk to you again soon.
I think they study lightning or something like in that film Twister, but with lightning. Oh yeah, I know my animals very well, and I'm confident that a jackal is a wild dog.
I'm sorry to say that I'm very unsure of the answer. I'll say, hazel, though.
This is awful when you're so close, but oh God, I really don't know. I really don't know, Chris. I really don't. Well, it sounds Arabic, doesn't it? So I think I'd go for Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I wish I could be more sure for you.
Oh, don't ask me. I'm a vegetarian. I suppose it might be bacon, but, well, I wouldn't rely on that if I were you. Oh, I'm hopeless, aren't I?
I thought that was the Millennium Dome. Or was it Westminster Abbey? No, sorry, I've got absolutely no idea whatsoever. I really am sorry about that.
It must be quadragesima, as it's the only answer there that does not sound like a made-up word. I hope my advice can help. It's a bit nerve-wracking giving help when there's so much money at stake.
Char is also a word that refers to, I'll say, tea.
Flipping heck, that's a lot of money. Well, definitely Scandinavian, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's the Parliament of Norway. Yeah, go for it.
Now, what was it my daughter said to me? Mum, your house is full of blue kangaroos. No, that wasn't what it was at all. Full of white elephants. Yes, that sounds much more like it. The very best of luck in any case.
It's the same as my star sign, the bull, Taurus. This could be a sign of good luck.
I'd go with Spokane being in Washington. Sorry, I know it's not much to go on.
Oh, well, I only know two sorts of wine, red and white. Frascati. Well, it sounds as if it could be an Italian word, doesn't it? Well, best of luck with that.
There are many types of rap, but flip-flop ain't one of them. Hip-hop is the one.
She was a remarkable woman from what I've heard, and I think she lived in the 15th century.
Eric is famous for giving it some with the guitar. His version of Knocking on Heaven's Door, man. Stormin'.
White beers. I didn't know you get them in white. It must be a polar beer then.
Arizona, that desert place. Might have a great ravine. No, wait. I'd say Grand Canyon? Ain't sure.
Bernard Schwartz. I'm pretty sure that's Tony Curtis's real name. Some Like It Hot. What a movie. My favourite of all time, anyway. I definitely say Tony Curtis.
Oh, I think the answer's email. You hear this internet thing mentioned on the TV. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't be more definite, but I'll go for email. Oh dear. I'm sorry to let you down, but science really isn't my strong point. Radium, radon, no idea.
Wasn't there like a TV version of this on One Christmas? Could have been written by Rosemary Sutcliffe.
I got a bit panicky when I saw a date, history and all that, but reading them answers, it's got to be The Fire of London. All the other answers are stupid.
Wow, what a hard question. I suppose it'd have to be hard when there's this much money at stake. I'd say he's, Cuban. Hey, best of luck, like.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not sure what answer to give here.
A cherub is one of them what's-the-names in a painting, like a fat angel. So it must be Angel.
Dr. Livingston, I presume. Yeah, I'm glad I can remember something from school. I'm not sure. Try I. That sounds rightish to me. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
No doubt there. The Fitzwilliams in Cambridge. My mate made me look at lots of boring paintings there last summer, so I should remember. Best of luck with that.
I've heard of politicians horse trading, so I'm worried that it might be horse doctor, but I'm going to guess at spin doctor.
Will you keep a letter sealed with a piece of sealing wax? So that would be a seal. Bye for now.
Well, just like this, they're both quiz programs, I'm a big fan. Although, obviously, they're not as good as this. A fishing question. I'd normally cook my fish by grilling it, but I think the answer that you're after here is, poach.
Was not poet laureate. I'm glad you phoned me, because I'm confident I know. It's Robert Browning.
Oh dear, reading books to my children is going back quite a little way. Little Lord Fauntleroy. Yes, that has a familiar ring to it, but I really don't know why. The very best of luck in any case.
I know only too well what type of dessert it is. I can't resist meringue, you see.
Right, you're doing well. You're doing brilliantly. You've got £4,000 at this moment. The next question is worth £8,000. Here it comes. OK, going on. Question 8 coming up for £8,000. Take your time on this. You don't have to play. Here it comes. The next question takes you past the halfway mark for the 15 correct answers you need for £1 million. Good luck. Here it comes for £8,000. You had £4,000, but you've just lost 3 of them. I'm afraid it's the wrong answer. You had £4,000. You haven't got £4,000 anymore. I'm sorry, it's the wrong answer. I'd love to say you've just won £8,000, but I'm afraid you haven't. I'm so sorry, it's the wrong answer. Well, you're leaving us with £8,000. It's a lot of money. You've done very well to get this far. I really hope you'll play again and win a lot more next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Are you sure you want to walk away? You had £4,000. You could have walked away. You didn't. You've now got £8,000. Congratulations, it's the right answer. You've just won £8,000. Oh, I'd love to say you just won £8,000. And I can. You have just won £8,000.
He shot an arrow at Apple on his son's head.
Oh, Oh, boy, that's not an easy one. I'm going to have to guess. Well, Bombay sounds closest to Mumbai, so that's the best I can do. Try Mumbai.
It's the same place as the home of the Queen, the Prime Minister and me, London.
Oh, gee, you don't read the papers at all, do you? Tiger Woods plays golf. See you later.
Am I surprised you to know that I know anything about Greek myths? But the answer is sirens.
I'm embarrassed to say that I do know the answer, but I'll not say why. S Club 7 has 7 members.
You found the right friend for an answer. I'm a curry addict. Sometimes, having watched it all week, I also catch the omnibus on Sunday after dinner. Apparently, Betty makes a fantastic Lancashire hot pot.
Third. I'll guess Chicago.
My mother grew up on a farm, so she was always talking about this kind of thing. Farmers talk about the cost of raising a pig from farrow to finish. So farrow means a pig giving birth. I'll see you after the show. Now, my father was in the Navy when he was in the war, so I know this one from his stories. The answer is kitchen. Cancer the crab. I never date them because I'm a Sagittarius. Try and win that million, won't you?
I think a spoonbill arm, one of them birds that scoop fish from the lake with its beak. That's like a spoon. I'd say it was Sunday in the Park with George.
A marker. I'm not confident, but the double K makes me think it's Finnish. So it would be Helsinki then. I'm sorry, it's all I can do, I'm afraid. I can't be more definite than that. Good luck. Selenographer. Oh, God, I don't want to mess you up when you've gone so far. I don't know. I really don't know. If I had to take a guess, I would say river beds. I'm sorry, that's the best I can manage. Good luck.
Oh, damn, when you've been doing so well without me. Well, I know the Battle of Waterloo was in 18-something, so that must put it in the reign of, oh dear, George? William? No, George the Third, I think. Best of luck. Now, this is a TV program I've seen a few times, as my father was a huge fan of it. The answer is Rumpel.
I've no idea whatsoever, but as you might as well guess this, I'd guess that he was Lord Chancellor. No idea, I'm sorry.
My mate James was posted over there about 4 years ago. It's the Falkland Islands.
Not read much Dickens, or actually any at all, but I did see Oliver at the Palladium, so I reckon the answer has got to be Oliver Twist. If I'm right, you owe me a drink.
That was the Cops and Robbers film. Dick Tracy. I hope the rest of the show goes well for you.
It's a nautical answer we're after, but it can't be Treasure Island, as that was written by fellow Scot Robert Louis Stevenson. The answer must be Robinson Crusoe. Oh, it's them little furry things that lives in the rivers and that, beavers.
They seem to like reading these things in the kids' reading group in the library down the road. It's Enid Blyton.
Oh, I've never been to that part of your fine island. I'll have to take a complete guess at the answer, and I'll say Devon.
Oh, that's a lot of money. And you're in luck, because I don't think my boyfriend Trevor would forgive me if I pretended not to know that Suela Cup is rugby union. Oh, try and win that million, won't you?
Do me a favour, sport. Everyone knows that Neighbours happens in Melbourne. Go for it.
My mother grew up on a farm, so she was always talking about this kind of thing. Farmers talk about the cost of raising a pig from farrow to finish. So farrow means a pig giving birth. I'll see you after the show. I know the answer to this one. It's toxic, as the skull and crossbones means death. Sorry to sound morbid, Chris. The answer is toxic. Oh yes, I remember this year well, as it was a bit of a bad time for us too, as my eldest broke his leg playing football. The year was 1992. Oh, and by the way, he's fine now.
Ooh, a tricky question. I'm not absolutely sure on the answer, but I'll suggest the American Revolutionary War. From those, it must be American football, eh? And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my own shoes. Why, everyone must know this. It's in North Yorkshire. It's an easy few grand, that question.
I can't not give you a guess here for all that money, so I'm going to say Pelham rather than Peregrine. But it's still a guess, so best of luck, mate.
I'm not sure. I think it may be that divided island place, Cyprus.
Dead simple. A hornet's a blooming big wasp-like thing that you don't want to be stung by. See you later.
Oh, hang on a minute. HQ is headquarters, and G is general, and C is General Communication Headquarters. It's a sort of spying base, isn't it? Bye for now. Oh, Rwanda is definitely in in Africa. It couldn't very well be anywhere else now, could it? I'll see you soon.
The only one I think can fit as answer is endocrinology. I mean, like, that it couldn't be histology because I think that's about cells and stuff. Oh, I'm really not sure about this one. I'm not sure he didn't marry a few times. I'll take a wild guess at the beautiful Lauren Bacall. But, like, as I'm saying, you know, I'm as likely to be wrong as right. I think it may be Utah, but I'm no convinced of my answer here, Chris.
A collection of dear little lions and tigers would be in zoological gardens, for which an old-fashioned word is menagerie. I'll talk to you again soon. Now, I know this. The cor anglais is a larger, deeper version of the oboe. Best of luck.
I know there's a lot of lakes in northern Italy, but I also think that Geneva is near France. It's a really tough one, but I just go for France.
I saw this on TV. I think it was the last Christmas. It was. Oh, dear, I should know this. It was, I see Samuel.
If my memory serves me correctly, the answer is cord.
I've seen this thing on You've Been Framed. This is where they let loads of bulls run through the town and people queue up to get chased by them.
Oh, that's very clever. You see, they're all names of cars, like, but if you think about it, it's got to be Morris Dancing, doesn't it?
I'm not really sure about this one. Well, I guess champagne must be a sparkling wine because it goes pop when you pull the cork out. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you.
Could be, the Ukraine, but I don't really know.
Well, I guess it would have to have been written by someone Scottish, so my best guess would be Robbie Burns. I really wish I could do better than that for you.
I'm guessing, but I think it's from the southern states of America, a kind of country and western. Go with that. Well, I know that Muslims pray towards Mecca, but the one they are supposed to visit is Jerusalem, isn't it? I'm not entirely sure, though, but I'd say Jerusalem.
A what? I don't know. Try a antelope or something. They are called, it should be a numismatist. I remember my grandfather sold his medals to one of these peoples when times was hard. It was a sad day. It's hard to decide between Germany and Austria. I'll say Germany. I can't stand football and it's always on the telly. I guess at Manchester United, as everyone famous seems to play for them.
Well, I thought it was Lenny Henry, but I heard he was having a few problems. But, well, it's still Lenny Henry, I think. God, that's a lot of dosh. Of those, I'd go for Great Britain. 101% sure on that. Best of luck.
Oh, well, I hope you'll share some of that £64,000 with me. It was Ricky Lake playing the role of Tracy Turnblad, who's trying to become a television dancer. Does that help? I'll talk to you again soon. Well, being the mother of 3 soccer-mad boys qualifies me to answer this question. The answer is football.
Tom Jones? He's from Northern Ireland, isn't he? Sorry, I haven't got a clue. Look, I'd hate to mess up your chances of going all the way to a million.
Well, I'm glad you got so far without me. A Mineola orange is a sort of fruit. Yeah, I'm right. Sort of fruit. Best of luck. Oh, I don't believe it. You're doing so well and all. I just don't have a clue here. Really sorry and all that. Oh, I just can't help you, I'm afraid. Good luck.
You aren't going to be very pleased, considering how much money depends on this. But I don't really know. Oh, it's probably one of the rich states, so, let's guess. Somewhere like Florida. Oh, I do hope that's right.
A heifer has got to be a type of cow.
I know this, I can tell you why. That woman on Absolutely Fabulous. She was always on about La Croix, sweetie, right? And he was a fashion designer. Right, well, I do know that. Battersea's near Clapham Common Station in South London. Go for it.
How embarrassing. I should know this one, but I just can't seem to decide. I think it's Lazarus. Well, at least I hope it is. I'm not wonderful at literature, but luckily my eldest had some English homework about this only last week, and the answer is Othello. A geography question. I'm really sorry, but these aren't my strong point, and I'm really not sure what answer to give.
Oh, I don't believe it. You're doing so well and all. I just don't have a clue here. Really sorry and all that. Oh, I just can't help you, I'm afraid. Good luck.
I always remember this one because everyone at work gives us chocolate, which helps remind me that it's Easter.
I assume by kernel you mean the inner seed bit, as that's green.
Someone with a big hooter like that would say that they had a distinguished Roman nose. Definitely. Go for it.
I'm not quite sure about this. I can imagine someone wearing a parka jumper or a parka coat. I think it's probably the coat. I hope that wins you the prize.
I haven't been there, but I've read about this place. It's like a huge shopping centre.
His first name was Marcel. I'd like to say that I've read one of his books, but I've got an unread copy of Jean Saint-Toy hanging around the bedside table for about a year now.
Well, Zermatt doesn't sound Austrian to me, so I'm pretty sure the answer's Switzerland. All right? See you later.
Well, periwinkle is certainly a plant, and it could very well be a shellfish too. So, periwinkle is the answer. Best of luck.
Well, having only last night watched the film The Battle of Algiers about the end of colonial rule in Algeria, I'm quite confident in saying France.
Well, they all divide their time between the land and the water, don't they? So, well, I know a frog's an amphibian, so let me guess what a toad... Yeah, no, a toad is one too. Sorry about that. Good luck anyway. You're really on £64,000. Well, right, that would be during the Gulf War when the Foreign Secretary was Douglas Hurd. Bye for now.
I did watch some nature thing about Fiji once. Could have been in the Pacific.
I'm sure every mother knows this one, from when that politician was getting his daughter to eat a hamburger, and all those scientists were saying that they didn't really know what was going on. The answer is bovine.
Oh, they wrote those fairy tales, didn't they? I think they were French. Or was it German? No, stick with French.
I'm not allowed to forget Father's Day in our house. My dad's spending most of the year hinting for presents he wants. It's in June.
I've heard people talking about bars of music in these kinds of terms. Isn't a bar a certain length of music, I think? I think so.
I thought they were all actors, not directors. I'll take a guess at Clint Eastwood's, as he's into cowboy films.
The island of Madeira is part of... I'm afraid I'm going to have to guess a bit and say... Portugal?
I reckon I know this. They used to drink it in olden days, didn't they? Knights of the Round Table and all that. I think you want mead. Yeah. I'm pretty certain it's mead. Well, the Tsars were in Russia, so the Germans must have been called Kaisers, as in Kaiser Bill. So if I'm right, you owe me a drink.
I think a Sikh gentleman would go to a Gurdwara. A Muslim would definitely go to a mosque. I'll hope to see you after the programme. I'm afraid my Greek mythology is not up to scratch. I'm going to say Daedalus. Sorry, it's only a guess. You're going to hate me considering how much money is riding on this. But it's not exactly a word that often crops up in conversation, is it? Oh, my guess would be that it's a word for an alcoholic. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you. I wouldn't do anything at all to it, but my daughter is a vegetarian, and she eats large amounts of it. Disgusting, bland, gooey stuff. Bye.
I'm not totally sure on this question. I believe it's cowardice, though, I wouldn't like to put any money on that.
He's not a real sportsman, is he? Some sort of indoor game like darts or a snooker. Snooker, I think. That's not really much help, is it?
Bill Haley. I keep thinking that it may be the Comets. I'm not 100% on this, but it's my best guess. I know it's a lot of money to risk on my guess.
Well, if Marymead is near Oxford, it could be Morse. If it's in the countryside, it could be Miss Marple. Well, I think I'd go for Miss Marple. Oh, I'm so hopeless, aren't I?
I have a terrible weakness for all kinds of cheese, and I'm pretty sure that one of my favourites is the answer to this, and I'd say the answer was feta. I loved all this stuff at school, strangely enough, and I'm pretty confident that we're talking about geometry here, so go with geometry.
Everyone around here goes on about getting Armani gear and ends up buying the imitation stuff from the market. I'd say from the choices that Italian is your best bet.
Oh, that's a tough one, but I suppose it's probably budgerigar. You get the others everywhere. I guess at budgerigar.
I'll suggest Kremlin as it sounds Russian, but I don't know. Maybe they want you to go for that answer as a trick. Good luck.
Oh dear, anchovies. Are they those pretty yellow flowers? No. I think they're some sort of fish. Oh, is that any help at all? Oh, best of luck.
Well, I don't really know much about flowers since I live in town, but I would have thought cheese cup air. It sounds right to me. A pretty bunch of cheese cups. Sorry, but that's the best I can manage.
This one I do know. I've been there on holiday once. It's a beautiful place. The answer is definitely Scotland.
Oh, that's about as easy as they come. I think the answer is definitely dam. I'm certain.
Now you're being silly, aren't you? One hears with one's ears and not, for example, with one's eyes.
From those, It must be American football, eh? And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my own shoes. A mythology question, right. Let's see. I'd say, as an educated guess, that the answer is, Elf.
My mum dragged me with her to see some guy she loved from some 60s band. The Incredible String Band or something, where this guy was playing the harp and that definitely had strings.
I'm dead worried about your chances later if you're asking me this. Ice, isn't it?
The whole family went on holiday to the US last year, and we all suffered from this. The answer's jet lag.
Hey, I'm stumped. I'd hate to mess up your chances of winning by offering, the wrong answer. £8,000 is a lot to lose on one of my naff guesses. They're all metric, I think, but maybe it's the answer kilogram, as it's the only weight one there.
A locust. It's an insect. The ones that come as plagues and destroy all the crops across Africa and the like.
Don't know. I was really crap at geography. Hang on, though. There's a takeaway on Clapham High Street called the Shanghai Surprise. So you could try China. Sorry, but that's the best I can manage.
Now, one hears them talking about this on the news. County Mayo. County Peel. Well, it could be either. I think I'd plump for County Mayo. I know that's not as helpful as it could be. Sorry. Oh, why do you ask me this? I'm a history student, not a scientist. I know helium is a metal because they make balloons out of it. So I'm guessing that, well, copper probably isn't. I'm hopeless, aren't I?
I'm not familiar with any of these terms, to tell you the truth. I'll have to say nosh. This sounds like more of an interior design question. I'd say maybe it's red. But this is not an area that I'm good at.
Oh, I think if a farmer has some oxen, he probably has some horses. Or no, maybe, hang on, maybe cows of some sort. Yes, I think it's cows. Oh, I really wish I could do better than that for you.
Paul sounds like the right one to me. That's what I'd suggest anyway. Now your phone a friend has been used up calling me. Good luck.
There are 60 seconds in a minute. Good luck.
That's a film made by those two brothers, Cohen. I'd say Joel Cohen myself.
I'm sorry, but the geography was never my strong point. But I'm fairly sure the answer is Libya. I'll say Libya.
Well, I'll just call it a break, eh? So I'm not 100% sure, what the right answer might be. I suppose tea ceremony is as good a guess as any, eh?
It's groin. Oh, sorry. I forget to read out the question. Above the hips, too. It's the waist.
That's easy. No, hang on, let me see. A, B, C, D, E, F. No, hang about. I've run out of fingers. W, X, what? That's it then. Yes, X. Best of luck with that. I've heard of both Larry Hagman and Patrick Duffy. I think Larry Hagman played J.R., so that means Bobby must have been Patrick Duffy. I'm not 100% though, but best of luck. Oh yes, Steinbeck, we did him at school, The Gates of Wrath. He was an American. Yeah, definitely. Best of luck. Quick, let me have a quick look at my underpants. Yep, right, that's right. Calvin Klein. Go for it.
As it happens, we had to get my granddaughter a Teletubby for Christmas. Dipsy is the one with the spotty hat, and he's green. I'll hope to see you after the programme.
Oh, yeah, I used to love that programme. How did it go? From the town of Bedrock, dum 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 da da dum dum. Sorry, Chris. Bedrock, yeah. Best of luck. Didsbury is a picturesque little town in Manchester, so best of luck.
Heraklion is the capital of Crete. My cousin sent me a very nice postcard from Crete 3 summers ago. Talk to you again. I recall reading the Daily Mail that Chris Evans owns a production company called Ginger Productions, so I imagine that is the answer. Well now, the Prime Minister's wife just had that lovely little baby, so along with the other two he had already, well that makes 3. Oh, I'll hope to see you after the programme. Oh, this is easy. No, it isn't the Great Wall of Russia, is it? No, it's the Great Wall of China. Very famous. Best of luck.
Well, having seen them live once, I think I can confidently say that the band in question is Jefferson Airplane. The book was written by the same author who wrote Congo and Disclosure, Michael Crichton.
Well, Mamma Mia was definitely another song, so I'm reasonably sure that that's the name of the musical. Bye.
It was the same star of the controversial Australian film Romper Stomper. It was Russell Crowe. Oh, my geographical knowledge of London is not the greatest that there is. I'm going to guess at Leicester Square.
Oh, well, I didn't expect that I'd ever earn this amount of money for one question, but Kurt Masur is the musical director of the New York Philharmonic, as any fool ought to know. Oh, he's a very famous conductor. I hope to see you after the programme. My boyfriend would probably leave if I couldn't tell you that Steve McManaman plays football. I'll see you after the show.
I believe the Tate Modern is an art gallery, one of these new Millennium projects like the Dome and so on.
If you like things hot, you dip your tortilla chips in a salsa sauce. That's a Latin American snack. Best of luck.
It's Angel. Though I only know that from playing Monopoly so much with my brother. He used to bully me in selling Mayfair and leave me with the cheap ones like Angel Islington and that.
Oh yeah, they used to be quite popular on that fantasy football thing. Him and David Baddiel. That was them, certain.
That would have to be Bart Simpson. My brother's into The Simpsons big time, but I'm not fussed on it myself.
I'm sorry to say I've never heard of any of these terms. I can't offer you an answer, as whatever it is, it seems to be some kind of slang from south of the border.
Oh, I remember. For Scoggles lot. The miners, always on strike about one thing or another. Miners.
No, I don't know. Now, I can't help. I'm sorry, completely stuck. No, I don't have a clue. I'm really, really sorry. Take the money.
I know there's a lot of cash riding on this, but that's going back a long way. I think, from what I can remember, probably, I'd say Le Mirage. Yeah? Sorry, but that's the best I can do. Well, that's a difficult question. Could be Westminster Abbey. Could be St. Paul's Cathedral. I'll go with St. Paul's Cathedral. However, I'm not 100% sure.
Obviously, you'd call for room service in a hotel. Try and win that million, won't you? Well, kosher is Jewish, so halal must be Islam. Bye for now. I'm quite sure the answer is motor racing. Yes, I'll go with that as my answer. I know this one is Philadelphia, as it's a film I saw only the other day.
Oh yeah, I like all the cop shows on the telly, and City Central is one of the best. It highlights the police profession. That's your answer, police.
My word, that's a lot of money. Well, right. Lithium is one of those soft metals which dissolves in water, so it's even lighter than aluminium. Yes, lithium is the right answer. See you soon.
I can't believe you've asked me this for £1 million. It's in a nunnery in Italy, definitely. I do know that. It's in Milan. Milan, you owe me a drink. Yeah, that's the one.
Vulpine. Sounds quite wolfish to me.
Sorry, I haven't got a clue. Look, I'd hate to mess up your chances again all the way to £1 million.
Oh, no. Oh, dear, I don't watch that. Now, let me guess. They're all silly names. Could it be Thor or Catty? Sorry about that. Good luck, anyway.
I'm not a big EastEnders fan, mind, but I'd guess at Brown, June Brown.
I think that they are in Africa. In fact, I'm positive they are in Africa.
Oh, I hope you'll still be friends with me when you're rich, because I know this one. They put silver coins in dead people's mouths so they could pay the ferryman who was called Sharon. Bye for now.
They made some kind of paper for writing hieroglyphics on. I know this because I read about the great African queen Cleopatra.
Chicken wire. Ooh, circular, I think. Or else hexagonal or circular. No, go for hexagonal. Yeah, hexagonal. Almost definitely, I'm sure. I hope that's right for you.
I don't know. Now, do they talk about the Raj of Canada? Come to think of it. There's an Indian restaurant on the high street called the Raj. So I bet the Raj must be something Indian. Oh, I do hope that wins a prize for you.
Lourdes is where those three young lasses saw that apparition. The shrine is in France. Necropolis, well, the one that looks right to me is definitely burial site. I think words starting with necro are to do with death and things. So I'd say burial site. Good luck.
Flipping heck. £500,000. Mogadishu is the capital of Somalia. It was in the papers, right? Because there was a civil war on there recently. So go for it. Somalia, Mogadishu is the right answer. Oh, I don't believe it. You're doing so well and all. I just don't have a clue here. Really sorry and all that. I just can't help you, I'm afraid. Good luck. Well, if it was the one about Tarzan, then it was probably called The Daddy. But if it was the horror film, well, then it was probably The Mummy. Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't see any of them, so, well, I hope that's right for you. Good luck.
I know that every 1,000 years is a millennium, and I'm pretty confident that comes from Latin, so I'd be saying that M represents 1,000.
Oh, I don't like doing this to you for £64,000. Oh, but I'm going to have to hazard a guess here. I don't see how bags could be garters, but we do say that men wear baggy trousers, so I don't know, maybe bags are trousers. Oh, I really wish I could have better than that for you. Well, I'm sure I've heard of him somewhere. I think he must be a footballer, but I'm not sure. I know that's not as helpful as it could be. Sorry.
Oh, our priest, Father Francis, wouldn't be best pleased if I didn't know that the answer to that is definitely Jesus Christ.
It's an apple a day that keeps the doctor away.
Ah, a rival TV quiz, Chris. I believe the host of Supermarket Sweep is Dale Winton.
You say peroxide blondes, so it obviously refers to the skin. No, just joking. Peroxide blonde hair. Bye for now.
Well, I've never found the fella very funny, but I did see Roxanne, which was based on Cyrano de Bergerac. So lucky for you that I did, with all this at stake.
Goodness knows why they call it that, but your solar plexus is in your tummy, your abdomen. See you soon.
Oh, he's the fella always getting up the noses of them politicians on the telly, isn't he? He must be a broadcast journalist. Go with that.
Wow, £64,000. I think this is quite an old musical from the 70s.
Well, you seem to be doing very well without me. I'm old enough to remember that. Rab Butler was Chancellor from 1951 to 55, and Foreign Secretary from 63 to 64, and he was a Conservative. Bye.
That's easy if you're a fan of pirate history like me. Pieces of eight, eh, Chris? Pieces of eight. I played a few computer games to do with pirates in the Caribbean, and I remember clearly that Martinique is a French possession, so if I were you, I'd go with France.
This is the soap my mum listens to while she's doing the washing up. It's on Radio 4. That's an easy few £1,000. You'll not be surprised to learn that I've not been keeping up with the cellist scene recently. From the sound of his name, he could be French. I can imagine most animals could have a breed called a blackface. I guess I'll say sheep.
Well, I know it's got nothing to do with scrapping as in fighting, Chris, but the answer is scrapbook.
Well, I know that Melbourne is in Australia, so I'd guess that the Melbourne Cup is also in Australia. But I'm not sure. Oh, no. I wish this wasn't for so much money. It's a monkey or a duck, but I don't know which. I'd say monkey if you force me, but I'm not 100% sure.
The answer is a cattery, Chris. We use one up the road for our two cats when we're on holiday.
They all sound like slang for lion to me. Might be fib. Yeah, I've seen people reading it on a Sunday on the tube when I've been in London for the weekend a few times. It's the news of the world.
Avia Kirshan. That's American for going on holiday.
15, I'm certain of it. I played a lot, ever since my dad taught me when I was young. I can't believe it. I've just won you all that money. Excellent. Good luck for the million. Thanks, Chris. Well, I guess it probably would be a Persian carpet, but it would also have to be a magic carpet. Best of luck, huh?
Volcanology. I think that's about looking at volcanoes.
No, I don't know. Now, I can't help. I'm sorry, completely stuck. No, I don't have a clue. I'm really, really sorry. Take the money.
Oh, yes. I'm quite sure that voodoo... I'm quite sure that's voodoo. Strange men in Haiti with masks and snakes. Very spooky. Goodbye.
My brother did Aikido when he was 15, got all the gear and that, then gave it up 2 weeks later. If he hadn't, then I might definitely know the answer. Though I think it's Japan.
Oh, an easy one for me anyway. The answer, Chris, is Sweden.
Oh, man, I don't know. Sorry, it could have been any one of them. Good luck, I wish I could have been more help, like.
Well, I mean, you put things under the microscope if you want to magnify them, so I reckon that's the one you want. Microscope.
I have been there a few times with my mother. This is the Chelsea Flower Show.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to guess. I'll guess at Beijing. No, Shanghai. I'll go for Shanghai, Chris. Now, Sympathy for the Devil is my absolute favourite song, so it won't surprise you to know I'm confident that the answer is definitely Bill Wyman.
Yes, this must be the chariot, extensively used by the Egyptians and the Persians in ancient warfare. Oh, this helps.
I'm not sure why you need to ask me this. It's cat on a hot tin roof, stupid.
He used to be a politician in the old USSR before it all fell apart when the Berlin Wall came to. I think she might be an opera singer like that Pavarotti fella.
Good one. Let me think. Well, I'd go for dentist. Yeah, all those film stars probably have their teeth fixed by morticians. Best of luck with that one, I'm afraid.
Oh, I've no idea at all. I would have thought it was done by a dance instructor. So what's a posh name for that? Oh, Probably a stenographer. Oh, I'm terribly sorry that I couldn't help you more.
I've seen the magazine read in the hairdressers, and I'm pretty sure there is a drink called that too. I mean, you've got Diamond White and all that, haven't you? Sounds possible to me.
Oh, that always makes me cry. Little House on the Prairie is the answer. I'll see you after the show.
Well, he's definitely a writer of some sort, although that's not going to help you win your fortune if I'm wrong, is it? Is he a playwright or a novelist? Don't know. I think I've seen his name on books, so I'm going to take an educated guess or a stab at it and say novelist. And I hope I'm right.
A limey is American slang for the British, though why that particular name, I'm afraid I can't say. I don't know, it might be a type of fish. I had a mate Barry who was into fishing until he fell in the canal and got serious flu. He'd have been more help than me. Sorry I can't help you. The same day of the week that I go to mass myself, on a Sunday.
Oh, I can help you here. This was those two guys who did slapstick and stuff. Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, is that stuff you get at fairgrounds, like, isn't it? Candy floss. No, never heard of it. Now, hang on. I think my nephew mentioned it. So my guess would be a cartoon character of some sort. Sorry, that's the best I can manage, really.
Must be earwave, as it's the only one that sounds right.
Battle of Hastings, 1066. So that's the 11th century. See you soon.
I'd say it's probably hungry.
No, you're lucky I'm helping with this type of question. My mother is just a little bit mad on dogs. She loves them. A Brittany is a breed of a dog.
No, I don't know. No, I can't help. I'm sorry, completely stuck. No, I don't have a clue. I'm really, really sorry. Take the money. Oh, man, I don't know. Sorry, it could have been any one of them. Good luck, I wish I could have been more help, like. I think it's your lucky day. You're not going to believe this, but I have relations in Bath, and I've been visiting, and they took me to the Octagon Galleries, which house the most amazing photographs, and I'm almost 100% sure that that's where the Royal Photographic Society must be based, in Bath. I'm a trivia fiend. That's probably why you asked me, so I'm bound to know this one. It's Trivial Pursuit, definitely.
Oh, I know this has to be football. From long experience of having sons who are football mad.
That's where they have some rally or car race thingy. It's in Monaco.
Oh dear, I'm not sure. Don't you sometimes pasteurise vodka by putting it in the freezer before you drink it? Yeah, that's my best guess. Sorry, that's the best I can manage, I'm afraid. I'd have thought it was oceanology, but that's not there, is it? So I'm going for oceanography, but I'm not very sure about it. Well, Bach was definitely Johann, so I reckon... Yes, I'm sure. Antonio Vivaldi. So if that's the case, you owe me a drink.
Being an addict of this show, I've followed Jimmy Corkhill's exploits for some time now, and I can definitely see that the answer is Brookside.
Must be Broome, as it's the only one there that you could sweep up with. Good luck for the rest of the quiz.
Oh, if only my late husband was here. Oh, I really don't know.
I'm absolutely positive that Mae West is the correct answer. That should help secure some cash.
Being a mother certainly gives you a hectic life, so I know the answer is rat race. Oh, yes. Sometimes after a hard day at college, I get home completely ravenous, starving hungry. Best of luck.
Oh, they could have made it easier by putting one of the obvious ones in, like Texas or something. From those, I'd try Maine.
I know this from my mother, who is garden obsessed. It's a flower. When my cousin was married, my son was a page boy at the wedding. That should help to get the right answer.
I would have to say that Seattle is in Canada. Go for it.
Oh, you would ask me of all the people to answer this one for you, wouldn't you? Well, because it's not like I haven't been accused of doing it myself in the past, you know what I mean? And the answer just has to be waffle. Ale is a type of beer, something I have extensive first-hand experience of, Chris.
Even my 5-year-old daughter could tell you that she'd go bar. Best of luck, eh?
I think that if you stuck out your thumb and hailed a cab, you'd be wanting a taxi, and you would be rather surprised if a tram came by. Best of luck.
That sounds like someone who's a bit clumsy and not very good at something. I think I'd have to say novice is the right answer, or the answer you definitely want there.
Well, I like to think I know a lot about nature and things, and I'm confident that a young eagle is an eaglet.
I'm pretty sure the answer is fable. I'll go with that.
Sounds to me like some kind of Japanese paper.
I think that on the whole, you'd probably dry someone's hair with a hairdryer, hence the name, hairdryer.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The letter I is just before J.
I'm not 100%, but I think people refer to injections as jabs sometimes. So go for jabs.
A kazoo. That's a funny-sounding instrument.
I have to say I've no idea, Chris. Do the Yanks spell it differently to us? They all look wrong to me. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, yes, I read lots of old books. The servants call the lady of the house Milady, or shorten it to Mom. Best of luck.
Well, I hope nobody tries to wear a nacho. You'd be in for a shock. Correctly, you would eat a nacho.
Well, it sounds as if it should be a cake, but really, it's a biscuit. Bye for now. Every morning before school, I do 4 of these, so I know from personal experience that the answer is lunch. It's packed lunch.
Well, let me think about this one for, a second. Duh. It's the quarterfinals, man. There's an easy few £100 for you.
I'm reading my data Watership Down, which, among other things, is about some rabbits finding a warren to live in.
Well, I suppose you might hold someone to rankle, but I think you'd be more likely to hold them to ransom, so, I'd go with ransom. And if it's right, you owe me a drink.
Now then, it can't possibly be anything other than a saddle, can it now? Goodbye.
I love all kinds of seafood and fish, as you might know, so I've had tartar sauce many times. The answer is fish.
It's someone who's a bit of a gossip. I should know I'm a bit of a tattler myself.
A wafer. That's, like the wafer cup, isn't it? So it's got to be football.
I remember seeing some ruckus about transporting animals to do with veal on TV. I'd say the answer is calf.
My wife is a vegetarian and loves to have one of those after a night out. The answer is a veggie burger.
If you describe something perfectly, you'd make a word picture of it. See you soon.
Well, it's a cross that you put on your ballot paper, so it must mean the letter X.
Green belly sounds silly. Yellow belly sounds okay. Yellow fever, yellow hammer. Go with yellow.
Zulu, African tribes. I love that Michael Caine film about, all this when the captain says, fire at will, and he says, what a kind fellow, or something like that anyway. The answer's African.
It's her with the long blonde hair, Jerry Hall.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can't pick up a paper nowadays without hearing about the Ayatollah of Iceland. Yeah, best of luck, mate. Oh, crikey. Well now, when people cry, they go red in the face, and we call that blubbering. So, I'm going to say blurb.
I think I saw this mentioned on a wildlife programme. From what I remember, a cormorant, or a cormorant, is a big fish that the birds eat. The very best of luck in any case.
This describes my lovely wife. She is indeed a doe-eyed beauty.
Don't Ericsson make mobile phones? Oh, try and win that million, won't you? It must be a tooth. A fang is definitely a large, sharp tooth.
I travelled quite extensively in my youth and I got a bit of a reputation as a globetrotter. The answer, Chris, is globetrotter. A hobo is definitely another name for someone living on the street. The answer is a homeless person, Chris.
There used to be one of these shops up the road from my mum's. It's an ironmonger. So now it's shut down and there's an anything for a pound shop there instead.
A jerkin's one of them jackets with no sleeves that country folk wear. Sleeveless jacket, mate.
It's definitely getting your knickers in a twist.
Well, I would have said freckle, but I'd say from the choices that it's definitely liver spot.
Methane is a type of gas, the one they use with cookers when you live far away from the mains, like.
It must be crocodile, because I don't know the difference between them and alligators. To me, they are both nasty-looking things. Biography is writing about somebody's life. I'm glad the question didn't have autobiography, as I'm always confusing the two. Biography is writing about somebody's life. I'm glad the question didn't have autobiography, as I'm always confusing the two.
To be honest, Chris, I'm not 100% sure here. I suppose a Campari is one of those big Italian sports cars, though, isn't it? Best of luck with that.
That's the sort of thing soldiers say in films. Those enemies are spring chickens, sir. Bye for now.
A figure of 8 is one of the manoeuvres you do in figure skating. It's easy. I'm 101% sure of that.
Oh, I'm really not sure. I think I remember my late husband mentioning that. He was taking his tackle to the golf course. Sounds rather rude, but it was a very long time ago.
The seriously endangered species of the gorilla also happens to be the largest species of ape.
A hyacinth is a flower. These hyacinths are higher since yesterday, as my granddad used to say. I'll see you after the show.
Well, that's easy for me. Me gran's cottage is covered in the stuff. The answer is definitely ivy.
It was that guy who's really into cricket, John Major.
I'm a little old for it myself, but I've seen films of people doing speedway and motorbike racing, so the most important piece of equipment is the motorcycle. I'll hope to see you after the programme.
Crikey, I remember the space ship when they said, Houston, we've got a problem, but I don't know what state it's in. If I were to guess, I guess Texas, probably.
The answer is Heights, as in Wuthering Heights, and it's a fine novel too.
SEPTEMBE. Makes 3. Oh, I'm glad you're not having problems with the easy ones or anything. I see you after the show.
Well, that's easy. I was lucky enough to fly to America myself in next to no time on Concorde. Definitely Concorde.
It's area. Yeah, acre is definitely a measurement of area. There are a few hundred for you.
Being a bit of a U2 fan myself, I know the answer to this one is definitely Ireland.
Oh, blimey, was it Jesus or God? God or Jesus, now. I'll have to say God.
I can remember playing a triangle in the school band years ago. We were in the percussion section then, so I know the answer is percussion.
I know that noise well, Chris. My cat purrs. This could be pigs. I'd be a bit more positive, but, you don't get many farm animals round here.
I met a Baranov somewhere or other when they opened a new extension to our local school. His wife was introduced to us as Baroness somewhere or other.
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not helping, but I can't answer that. Good grief, I hate that film so much, but I can't help remembering that it was some stupid love story about 2 kids. One was called Sandy and Danny. That's it. Sandy and Danny, go for it.
The answer is A. Answer A or B, please, now. Well, that's left you with A or B to choose from. Are you absolutely sure? Answer A or C, please, now. So, is it A or C? Answer A or D, please, now. So, it looks like it's A or D. So, it's up to you entirely. What do you think? Now, I'm not sure if that helps you or not. What do you think? So it's up to you entirely. What do you think? You've still got all 3 lifelines left. 50-50, phone a friend and ask the audience. Answer A, B, C or D, please, now. Oh no, everyone's got it wrong. You're all back in. Time's up. So let's see the 4 answers in the correct order. Are you sure you want to play this? If you want to, you can still ask the audience. Okay, right, using up your lifeline, ask the audience. Audience, if you're ready, please, let's try and help out. Fingers on keypads, all vote now. Okay, right, this is your lifeline. You've made a choice to ask the audience. Audience, if you would, please, put your fingers on your keypads. Let's try and help out. All vote now. Okay, right, you've chosen to ask the audience. Audience, get ready, please. Let's try and help. Fingers on keypads now. The answer is B. A and D go, B and C are left. Answer B or D, please, now. So, what do you think? Is it B or D? Well, answer B or C, please, now. A. So, what do you think? Is it B or D? Well, that's an overwhelming indication from the audience, but what does it indicate? You don't have to go along with their answer. It's entirely up to you. Well, now, they seem very confident it's A. Well, they're sure the answer is B. But they're a very strange bunch. Well, they're all confident it's C. They think C is the right answer. Well, they obviously think it's D. It's your choice.
Hello?
Hello, Bill. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, I've no idea. I wouldn't know. I really don't know that. You've got me there. I really don't know. Hi, Chris. Hi, Chris.
OK, we've got the question, Bill. I hope you've got the correct answer. Right, Bill, here we go with the question and 4 possible answers, but only one is the one we're looking for. Right, Bill, here we go with the question and 2 possible answers, but only one is the one we're looking for.
I'll do my best, Chris. No problem, Chris.
Bill, that's great. Thanks for that. Bye-bye. OK, Bill, that's great. Thank you very much. Thanks for helping out.
Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris.
C is the right answer. Answer C or D, please, now. So that's left you with C and D. Oh, look at that. That's almost too close to call. Yes, not much difference of opinion there. Are you confident? It's D.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Debbie. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, I don't know, Chris. I really haven't got a clue. I don't know, Chris. I'm really sorry. Oh, you're asking me now that, Chris. No, I don't know that. I can't help there. I've no idea. Hi, Chris.
Get prepared for this then, Debbie. Here's the question. We just want the one correct answer. Get prepared for this then, Debbie. Here's the question. We just want the one correct answer. Now, I hope you're ready for this. Here comes the question, Debbie. Now, I hope you're ready for this. Here comes the question, Debbie.
All right, Chris. All right, Chris. Okay, Chris.
Debbie, that's great. Thanks for helping out. Debbie, that's great. Thanks for that.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, we've got a drawn game. Player 1, you're fastest, and you're going to be the first to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Player 2, well done, you're fastest, and you're going to be the first to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Player 3, well done, you're fastest, and you're going to be the first to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Player 4, you're fastest, well done, and you're going to be the first to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. At the end of the game, let's see who's won what. Right, your attention please. Here's the final state of play. So let's look at the final scoreboard. Is that your final answer? Final answer? The first was A, first was B, first was C, first was D, and finally it was A, and finally it was B, and finally it was C, and finally it was D. Are you happy with that? Are you happy with that? Here's the state of play. Take a look at the state of the game. Let's see who's left in. Hello and welcome to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Your chance to win a virtual £1 million by simply answering 15 questions in a row correctly. So if you're ready, let's play. Right, time to play fastest finger first. Each of you needs to pick a key on the keyboard to use as your personal buzzer.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Jane. It's Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, if only my late husband was here. Oh, I really don't know. Haven't a clue. I don't know, Chris. Oh, ghastly. Haven't a clue. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris.
Right, Jane, here's the question plus 4 potential answers. We only want one of them. Right, Jane, here's the question plus 2 potential answers. We only want one of them. OK, here comes the question with 4 possible answers, but Jane, we need to know which one is the right answer. Right, Jane, here's the question plus 2 potential answers. We only want one of them.
OK, Chris. Fine.
Jane, thank you very much. Jane, that's great. Thank you for helping us out.
Oh, my. Hi. Hello. Hello.
Karen, hi. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I haven't a clue. I can't. Oh, my brain. I am doing this under protest. I have not a clue. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hi, Chris.
Right, Karen, time to concentrate. Only one of these 4 answers is correct. I hope you know which one it is. Here comes the question. So, Karen, only one of these 2 answers is correct. I hope you know which one it is. Here comes the question. Karen, no pressure. Don't be nervous, but it's all riding on your answer to this question.
I'll try, Chris. No problem, Chris.
OK, Karen, bless you. Thanks for the help. Karen, thank you for that.
Hello, Chris.
So, player 1, pick a key. And player 2, pick a key. Player 3, your turn. Pick a key, please. And finally, player 4, pick a key. OK, let's play fastest finger first. Who wants to be a millionaire? Take your time, take as long as you need. Don't forget, you've still got your 50-50 lifeline if you want it. Take your time, you've still got 2 lifelines. Now, you could go 50-50 or you could ask the audience. Take your time and remember, you've still got 2 lifelines. You've got 50-50 and you've got phone a friend. All right, take your time. You've still got all 3 lifelines. You've still got 50-50, phone a friend and ask the audience. Don't forget, you've still got all 3 lifelines. Use them if you need to. That's what they're there for. Take your time. You can still ask the audience if you need to. Now, take your time. You can still phone a friend if you want to.
Hello? Hello?
Take your time, take as long as you need. You don't have to play this, but you have still got 2 lifelines. You can phone a friend and you can ask the audience. Hi, Lisa. It's Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I haven't got a clue. I don't know. Oh, I don't know that one. It's just not coming into my head. Oh, I don't know.
Now, are you ready for this? Here's the question and 4 possible answers, one of which is the right answer. Right. Are you ready for this? Here's the question and 2 possible answers, one of which is the right answer. Lisa, are you ready for this? Right, here's the question. There is just one correct answer.
Okay, Chris. No problem, Chris.
Lisa, thanks for your help. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello, Chris.
Well, you've won yourself £1,000, and that's certainly not to be sniffed at. £1,000 guaranteed. I'm really sorry you didn't make it further, but well done. You have done very well. Maybe you'll do even better next time you play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Congratulations, you got yourself £1,000, a lot better than some other people have done. It is a shame you can't go further, but please feel free, try again. I'm sure you can win a lot more next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So you're leaving us today with a cheque for £1,000. You're not leaving empty-handed. Well done. Please come back soon to try for hopefully lots more next time around on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. £32,000 you're taking away. Well done. A lot of money, and you have earned it. Congratulations. Please come back soon and try for even more money on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, you were so unlucky. I really thought you were going to go all the way. Still, £32,000, a huge amount of money. You leave us a winner in every respect. Congratulations. And I do hope to see you again winning a lot more next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, you leave us £32,000 richer than you were just a few minutes ago, which is brilliant. I'm sure that you could go even further next time, so please come back soon and play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Well, I am sorry. It's very, very rare that anybody leaves empty-handed, but that's what you've achieved. I do hope you've enjoyed playing. Please try again soon and better luck next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, I am sorry, but you're leaving with absolutely nothing. Really tough luck. It just hasn't been your day, really, has it? Maybe next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Oh, I'm so sorry. Still, we always say they are only easy if you know the answer. It is just a real shame you didn't on this occasion. Hopefully you will next time on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hello?
Hi, Mark. It's Chris Tarrant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. Don't know. I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm sure I knew this, but I've forgotten it now. Oh, I am sorry. Oh, boy, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't come up with the answer. All right, Chris.
Mark, here we go. One question with 4 possible answers. We just want the right one. Mark, here we go. One question, 2 possible answers, but we just want the one correct one. Mark, here we go. Good luck. 4 answers, just give us the correct one. Right, Mark, here we go. 2 answers, just give us the correct one.
Okay, Chris. Fair play, Chris.
Mark, thanks for that. Mark, that's excellent. Thanks for helping out.
Low, Chris.
Well, there's a definite leader there. Well, they seem pretty confident it's A. Well, now they're leaning towards B as the right answer. It's your choice. Well, at the moment, C looks the favourite. Well, now D gets the audience's vote as the most likely, but it's your choice. You've all missed the correct answer. Let's play again. Your friend here needs a bit of a favour, and they don't come much bigger than this, really, as favours. £1 million is in the balance on this question. Your answer could win your friend £1 million. I've got your friend here who'll certainly be your friend for life. If you can help them answer this next question, it's the £1 million question. Your answer is worth £1 million. Your friend is stuck at the first big milestone, but with your help, they're guaranteed to leave here with £1,000. Well, your friend's doing quite well, but needs your help now to get into the real big money. I've got your friend here. They're stuck on the very first question of the show, and they need your help to get started. Well, now, your friend's on just £100 and needs your help to start. We've got a question for you coming up. No pressure, but there's £125,000 riding on your answer. Good luck. £125,000 is the little amount riding on the answer you're about to give your friend. No pressure. Good luck. Well, I'm sorry to put the pressure on you, but there's £16,000 at stake at the moment on the answer to this question. We're now getting into serious money. Your friend at this point has decided they need your help. It's worth £16,000. Take your time. £2,000 is riding on the answer you're about to give your friend. Well, your friend is stuck very early on. We're just at the £200 question. I've got your friend here stuck on question 2 for just £200. There's £250,000 on the table. No pressure here. And it's your help we need to secure it. I've got your friend here, and your knowledge could help them secure £250,000. I've got your friend here who's on £300 and needs your help to go further. At this moment, I'm afraid your friend is stuck on the £300 question. But with your help, hopefully they'll be able to move on. The tension now is almost unbearable. There's £32,000 on the table. but they need your help to secure this next milestone. Now, we badly need your help. Your answer to this question could get your friend £32,000. We've reached a fairly tricky question. Now, your friend needs you to help them to go beyond £4,000. Your friend badly needs your help. We need the correct answer to a £4,000 question. Your friend desperately needs your help. The question is worth £500,000. Serious test of friendship. It's £500,000 riding on your answer. This is probably one of the most serious phone calls of your life. Your friend is one step away from £1 million. Well, your friend has reached £500, but needs you to help out to get a shot at the first big milestone question for 1,000. Well, you've been incredibly brave going for all 15 questions. It's correct answers that count. And I'm afraid that is not the correct answer. You've just lost £468,000. Right, we're into some really serious money now. Your friend is completely stuck. Hopefully you can get them through it. It's worth, no pressure, £64,000. There's £64,000 at stake on this next question. A lot of money. Your friend badly needs your assistance to move on. Well, we're halfway to £1 million, but your friend now really needs your help to propel them into the serious money. Well, we're stuck on a question for £8,000 and your friend needs you to help them out, so no pressure. Just be aware this is the last point at which you could go away with absolutely nothing, so take as long as you need. I can't believe how tense this is becoming. Please take your time. I'll just remind you again, you are putting an awful lot of money at risk if you do choose to play this question. £468,000 to be precise. You don't have to play this question. You can walk away, but it is for £1 million. Now take your time on this one. It's for a big £125,000 cheque. Serious money. Now at this point you could obviously walk away with £8,000, or you could risk losing £7,000 and play the next question. Take your time, think carefully about this one. A wrong answer would cost you £93,000. You don't have to play this, but if you do give me a correct answer, you are guaranteed to walk away with at least £32,000. You don't have to answer this, but at this point, you are just 2 correct answers away from £1 million. Take as long as you need at this moment. This is for £500,000. You've got £250,000 at this moment. You could play for £500,000, but a wrong answer would cost you £218,000. That's an awful lot of money to lose. You might as well play this. You've got nothing to lose. So this question's for £8,000. You don't have to play this. Just be aware that a wrong answer would cost you £3,000 of the £4,000 you got at this moment. OK, if you would, enter your name. OK, I need to know your name. Please enter it now. Can I have your name, please? OK, first bit, if you'd be so kind, please enter your name. Welcome back for another game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Here we go again with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Let's start again with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I think we're waiting for you, player 1. Player 2, I'm sorry, but we need your name. Come on, player 3. Tell us your name. I think we're waiting for you, player 3. We're all waiting for you, player 4. You don't have to play this if you don't want to. Is that your final answer? OK, you want to go 50-50? Use your lifeline. Computer, take away 2 wrong answers, please, leaving the right answer and the one remaining wrong answer. Are you sure it's not A? Are you sure the right answer's not B? Are you happy it's not C? Happy it's not D? OK, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? If you don't need instructions, let's play. OK, here's the first question, and it's not that difficult. How many of you want to play? Is it just you? Or do you have friends who want to play? OK, for starters, I need to know how many players we have. Are you playing alone or with your friends? Are you happy with your answer? You can still phone a friend if you want to. You've still got 2 lifelines. Phone a friend and ask the audience. OK, you want to phone a friend. Now let's call them, but remember you don't have to go along with what they say. You want to use your phone a friend lifeline. OK. Let's get them on the line now, but you don't have to take the answer they give. OK, you've chosen to phone a friend. Now let's call them up. But just remember, you don't have to take their advice. So you think it's A. So you're saying it's A. Are you confident? So you're saying B. You think it's B. Are you happy with that answer? So you think the right answer is C. Are you sure? OK, you're going for C. Are you happy? You're going for D. You're saying D. OK. You happy to go orange? So, first to play is player 1. Player 1, it's your turn. Next up is player 1. OK, player 2, it's your turn. OK, player 2, you're up next. It's time for player 2. It's your go, player 3. OK, player 3, it's your turn. Player 3, into the hot seat, please. Player 4, it's your turn. OK, you're up next. Player 4. Player 4, into the hot seat, please. So at this point, we say a sad goodbye to player 4. So it's goodbye to player 4. That's player 4 out of the game. So that's the end of player 1. So player 1 has left the game. So sadly, player 1 is no longer with us. Oh, player 3 is out of this game. So sadly, player 3 has left the game. Well, I'm afraid that's the end of the game for player 3. Well, that's player 2 out of the game. Farewell then, bye-bye to player 2. So we say goodbye to player 2. Okay, the choice is entirely yours, but remember, Bill thought it was A. Well, Bill thought it was B, but it's entirely your choice. It's your money. Now it's all up to you. Well, now you can go C. Bill thinks C. You can go along with that answer, but do you trust him that well? It's entirely your choice. Now, Bill has gone with D. It's entirely your decision. You can go with Bill or you can choose a completely different answer. Well, it's decision time for you now. Do you go along with Debbie's choice of A, or maybe you have an alternative answer? Well, B is what Debbie thinks it is. But it's up to you to make the final choice. It's your money. So Debbie thinks you should pick answer C. It's up to you. Debbie suggested D. Now you need to decide whether to go with her on that or not. OK, well, Jane says A, but you don't have to go along with her suggestion. Well, there you go. Now, Jane reckons the answer is B. So, Jane thinks you should pick answer C. You can go with Jane's choice D if you want to, or you can make your own mind up. Well, now, Karen thinks the answer is A, but is she correct? What do you think? Well, now, there you go. Karen believes B is the right answer, but are you going along with her suggestion or your own different choice? Well, now, there are 4 possible answers, but Karen's gone for C. What's your choice? So Karen has decided it's D, but it's not up to her. What do you think? Well, now, Lisa liked answer A, but remember that doesn't mean necessarily it's the right answer. Well, there you go. Lisa thought it was B, but what do you think? Well, Lisa is suggesting you go with C, but what do you think? Go with her on that one, or choose a completely different answer. Well, it's time to make your mind up. Lisa thinks it's D, but it's over to you for the final answer. Mark thought it could be A, but it's very much your choice. Well, there you have it. Mark thinks the answer is B. Well, Mark's choice was C, but the decision has to be entirely yours. Well, now, you can go along with Mark's choice D, or you can go along with a completely different answer. OK, now Rob says A, but you don't have to go with his suggestion. Well, there you go. Rob reckons the answer is B. Well, now he's saying C. Rob thinks you should pick answer C. Well, it's up to you. You can go with Rob's choice D, or you can make your own mind up. You can go along with Ross's suggestion of A, or choose another answer. It's entirely up to you. Now it's decision time. Ross favours B, but what do you think? OK, I need an answer. Ross said C, but what do you say? Well, there you have it. Ross thinks it's D, but you don't have to agree with him on that. OK, Sarah says A, but you don't have to go along with her suggestion. Well, there you go. Now, Sarah reckons the answer is B. So Sarah thinks you should pick answer C. You can go with Sarah's choice D, or you can make your own mind up. Well, now, Steve's decision was that A was the answer, but you don't have to agree with him. Well, there you go. Steve thinks the answer you should pick is B. Well, Steve reckons the choice must be C, but do you agree with him? Now, you can go along with Steve's choice D, or you can make up your own mind.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Rob. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. If my life depended on it, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't answer that, Chris. I haven't got a clue. Nah, haven't got a clue, mate. Your guess is as good as mine, I'm afraid. I know you're not helping, but I can't answer that. Hi, Chris.
OK, here we go, Rob. You'll see the question and 4 answers, only one of which is right. OK, here we go, Rob. You'll see the question and 2 answers, only one of which is right. OK, Rob, here we go with the question. Now, remember, 3 of these answers are wrong. OK, here comes the question with 1 is right.
Not a problem, Chris. Far away, Chris.
Thanks for that. Thank you, Rob. OK, Rob, that's great. Thanks for your help. Bye, mate.
All right, Chris. Hello.
Hi, Ross. This is Chris Tarrant here on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Gee, I wouldn't have a clue. No, I've got no idea on that. Hi, Chris.
OK, Ross, no pressure. So here comes the question and 4 possible answers. Right, Ross, no pressure. But here comes the question and 2 possible answers. Right, here it comes. 1 question, 4 answers, but only 1 is correct. Here it comes. 1 question, 2 answers, but only 1 is right.
Ready when you are. Ready when you are. OK, Chris.
Cheers for your help, Ross. Ross, that's great. Thanks for helping out.
Hello, Chris.
Hello?
Hello, Sarah. This is Chris Tarrant from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, sorry. Oh, Chris, how you could ask me that? I don't know. That's... Gone. Sorry, Chris, I don't know that one. Oh, gosh, I haven't got a clue. I really haven't got a clue. Hi, Chris.
Now, here comes the question, Sarah. Choose the right answer for your friend. Now, Sarah, I hope you're ready for this. This is the question. There are 4 possible answers. Here it comes. Right, Sarah, now I hope you're ready for this. Here comes the question. There are only 2 possible answers. 1 is right and 1 is wrong.
Okay, Chris. No problem, Chris.
Sarah, thank you very much. Thanks for your help. Sarah, that's great. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Hello, Chris.
Second was A. Second was B. Second was C. Second was D. Right, here we go. 15 questions, £1 million, 3 lifelines, 50-50. Phone a friend and ask the audience. I hope you're ready for this. Here comes your first question. It's worth £100. Good luck. Now, I hope you're ready for this. Here comes your first question. It's worth £100. Right, here we go. You're 15 questions away from £1 million. And if you're ready to play, have a look at this for £100.
Hi, hello.
Hello, Steve. It's Chris Tarrant here from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, I haven't got a clue, man. Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. Oh, don't know that, like. I don't know. Why, aye, Chris?
OK, Steve, let's get on with it. 1 question, 4 possible answers. We need only 1 from you, the right one. OK, Steve, let's get on with it. 1 question, 2 possible answers. Obviously, we need only 1 from you, the right one. Here it comes then, nice and straightforward. Just give us the right answer and your friend moves on. No pressure at all.
OK, Chris. I'll give it my best shot.
Steve, thanks for that. Thank you. Steve, that's great. Thanks for your help. Thank you very much.
Hello, Chris.
Now, as you're playing as a team, I need your team name. That's great. Thanks a million. Excellent. Thanks. That's fine. Okie dokie. Thank you very much. Okay. Then it was A, then it was B, then it was C, then it was D. Well, I'm sorry about that, but I'm afraid your friend doesn't seem to be any help to you at all. You don't have to play this question. Well, I'm sorry, but your friend doesn't seem to be any help to you at all. You don't have to answer this question. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid your friend doesn't seem to be any use to you at all. Well, I'm really sorry, but your friend doesn't really seem to be able to help you at all on this question. Now, don't forget, just because you played a lifeline, you don't have to answer. It's up to you. So, tell me what kind of multiplayer game you want to play. Fastest Finger lets you all challenge to be the first to play for a cool million. A team game lets you combine your knowledge to see if you can win the jackpot together. And head-to-head will have you all playing against each other, a question at a time. It's congratulations to player 1. It's congratulations to player 2. It's congratulations to player 3. It's congratulations to player 4. Now, let's see who got it right. Then let's see who got it right in the fastest time. Right, here's how it works. Right, this is what you're going to do. As you're playing a team game, you'll all cooperate to try and win the money. The person in charge of giving the answer will change with each question, but you're all still part of the team. And before each question, you'll see a message pop up telling you whose turn it is in the hot seat. Once you're in the hot seat, you're going to try and answer 15 questions correctly to win £1 million. As you give me the right answer to each question, you'll win the virtual pound value of that question and move on to the next level. Now, there are 2 milestone levels, at £1,000 and £32,000. Reach these and you're guaranteed to leave with that amount, even if you give me a wrong answer. But remember, as you answer the 15 questions, although the increases in money get bigger and bigger, so do the drops. Each question will appear with 4 possible answers. Press the letter corresponding to your selection on the keyboard when you're ready, or simply click on the answer using the mouse. If it's the correct answer, it'll flash and you're on to the next question. If you do get stuck, you have 3 lifelines to help you. 50-50, phone a friend and ask the audience. You can use these at any time by hitting the appropriate key. F1 for 50-50, F2 for phone a friend and F3 for ask the audience, or by clicking on the appropriate lifeline symbol. If you choose the 50-50 lifeline, the computer will take away 2 wrong answers, leaving the correct answer and 1 remaining wrong answer. Then, to pick your answer, just hit the letter of your selection on the keyboard or click on the answer as normal. If you choose the phone a friend lifeline, we'll call one of your specially selected friends and ask them for help. Remember that you don't have to take their answers. Finally, you have Ask the Audience. Now, we conducted a poll of 100 people selected at random. We asked them what they thought the answer to each question would be. If you choose to ask the audience, you'll see the results of that poll. At any time, you can choose to stop and walk away and keep the money you've won up to that point. To walk away, just press the W key on the keyboard or click on the walk away icon. Now, you'll all play the fastest finger round to see which of you will be first into the hot seat. Each of you will need to pick a key on the keyboard to use as your personal buzzer. The first to play for £1 million will be the first to identify the correct arrangement of a group of answers. First, we'll show you a question. Then we'll show you the answers. Then we'll rearrange the order at random. As soon as you see the correct order, press your buzzer. If you buzz incorrectly, you're locked out of the game. But if everyone buzzes incorrectly, we'll start over again until someone is right. If you're quickest to buzz when the correct order is showing, you'll be in the hot seat. As you're playing a head-to-head game, you'll take it in turns to answer a question. Now, each of you will get a question for £100. Those of you that get it right will go through to the next round for £200, and so on, until there's only one of you still playing for the cool million. You're eliminated when you answer a question incorrectly, but you can also choose to walk away at any time and keep the money you've already won. The last remaining player will keep going until they give me a wrong answer or they decide to walk away. Now, don't forget that giving me a wrong answer will mean you dropping back significantly and could let an opponent catch you. Before each question, you'll see a message pop up to tell you whose turn it is in the hot seat. Like this. And that's all there is to it. You're 15 questions away from £1 million. So, if you're ready, let's play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Well, your friend has reached £500, but needs you to help out to get a shot at the first big milestone question for £1,000. Take your time. £2,000 is riding on the answer you're about to give your friend. Take your time. £2,000 is riding on the answer you're about to give your friend.